The European Cricket League is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, La Junta de Andalucía, Paramatch and Norcane. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme. Hello and welcome back. Group B action continuing now, and a real crunch match is coming up in match number 9. Hudinga of Sweden and Mechelen Eagles are going to do battle out in the middle of the Kartama Oval, and really there's only room for one in finals day tomorrow. So this is a huge one. Match 9 on the way. Ian Ramage has the giant coin, and it is a giant coin toss here. Let's see what happens.
Hudinga, you're the home team, you'll toss the coin, yeah? Mechelen, you're the away team, you will call, yep. There you go.
A European cricket.
European cricket's been called, it's come down Dream 11, so you've won the toss.
Yeah, we're going to bat.
Okay, toss won by Hudinga, who will bat first.
Choosing to bat after winning the toss is Emil Zuvak, the Hudinga skipper of Sweden. So I think he'll be going for the old pump and dump, pump a lot of runs and dump the opposition at the bottom of that mountain. And look, let's be honest, these are the two teams that I think, and I've seen them both a fair bit, they haven't quite reached their potential. They've got the biggest gap between where they could be and where they're at. And really, it's a shame that one of these teams is going to go out before we get to see what they can really do. So this is basically the first of the finals, if you ask me. Match number 9 is on the way. Who's going to step up for these two teams? We're about to find out. Rico Full will take you further. News from the toss, Rico, in match number 9 is that Hudinga, they've won the toss and they're going to have a bat.
Thank you very much to Mr. Maximo Vinny Sandu, and welcome world to the European Cricket League. You're watching the European Cricket Network, and this is the Champions League of cricket. And there's one thing that you'll know from the matches you've seen already: be prepared for anything. Anything can happen on the European Cricket Network, even when you think a match is done and dusted. It is not. What a fantastic win that was for Prague CC against Wimbledon, chasing 138, and they did it in style, leading 19 of the last. It was Lala who went berserk, hitting 6, 6, 6 and 6 to win the match for Wimbledon. So Prague CC, they are finding their form when it comes to the end of this group action, and maybe that form will take them all the way into finals day tomorrow. You never know. Another two teams that could do with finding their form are teams that we see in action here. This is the crunch match of the group so far. Whoever wins out of this match, we will see tomorrow in Group B finals day. Whoever loses out, now we're not going to see them again in the finals day, or see them for the rest of the European Cricket League, because their dreams, their hopes are going to be over. The win predictor is predicting that Hudinga will be the winners here, 72% to 28% against the Mechelen Eagles. Let's see which way it goes. What I can tell you is that it's a beautiful afternoon here in the lovely province of Andalusia, Spain. We are, of course, in Malaga. This is the Kartama Oval. Currently 5:30 is the local time, and nice temperatures. A little bit of wind that stuck around for the week, which has made it harder for right-handers to hit straight on into that, particularly into that long off area. The wind really holding the ball back, but the balls in that third man area and fine leg have been absolutely flying, and square leg as well. So something for the batters to be aware of, but they know that. They've been in action already, haven't they? Huding, they lost out to Hornchurch. They pushed Hornchurch all the way though, leading 110 for victory. They got to 101. Hornchurch winning just by 8 runs, and then of course the Mechelen Eagles getting a win against Prague CC. So here we go, it's the first delivery, and it's Rahim, Abdul Rahim, that opens with the ball. Bowling to Sher Ali, and we haven't seen the best of Sher Ali yet. And is he a little bit like maybe Naeem Lala saving the best for when it matters. He's out there with his captain, Zuwak. That, of course, is Imal Zuwak. Here's the non-striker. That's a good, tasty delivery. And Sher Ali, well, he doesn't like it. He ducks out of the way of it. It sort of follows him. It looks like he's getting ready to play a shot outside the off. Look, gets ready, and then he says, hang on a minute. This Grizzly is coming right back at me. 2 balls. 2 dots. Hang on a minute. There's some conversation here between the umpires, and I think this might be, once again, there's something that sometimes bowlers are not aware of. In this day and age, you're not allowed to put any saliva on the ball, so I think he just gets reminded of that. Rahim. 3 balls, 3 dots. Nickel Eagles got their first points on the board this morning with that win against Prague TC. They have won a match in this series. Hudingen haven't. And that's the first runs. He goes down on one knee. Gets right underneath this, angles it over the man at backward point and gets 4 runs. Needed this boundary. It's just the right length for him to play this shot. Nicely played. Gets the blade right under it and angles it into that backward point area. Good shot from Sher. And this one, he will test the fielder out mid-wicket. Oh, that's a terrible mistake. That really is. And, well, Janazab Gul Rahman, who's probably is the key fielder out there for the Eagles. He's taken some good catches. He's totally mucked this up, and he's given away 3 runs. And there's no excuses for this, not on this outfield. And he just gets it all wrong. So 3 bonus runs. And that will do nicely. That's probably the first one that Sher has hit down the ground with any real conviction. So after 3 dots, we have 3 boundaries. So that over a little bit of everything. And the first Maximo as well, 2 4s and a 6 to end. And 14 the score after the first. So Rahim starts well but doesn't finish well. Just have a look at that so far. Even Stevens on winning batting first or second. And you see overall as well there. Group A, Group B. So he at the moment 50-50. Chasing was what worked well in Group A, 8 to 6. Something to bear in mind, and of course what we saw in the last contest, well, proved that from Prague TC. And it gets a swivel on it. Not completely out of the middle, but when you're in the power play, that'll do well. Now remember that the captain had a good knock in the last match. He started well with them. And then when he faded away, they had Tarek Zuba, who came in and took off, and he almost got them to an unbelievable victory over Hornchurch. They just fell 8 runs short. So they've got some batting. Thing is, though, and it's the same story for both sides, can they click? And down the throat. Thank you very much. There's the catch that's taken. And it will be Vivek Mohan Kumar who will take the catch. And that's the end of Imal Zuwak. He gets 1 4 away. And just like he did the last one, didn't quite time it properly. But at least he got a bit more meat on it and he got it over Vivek. This time it's straight down his throat. Thank you very much. And Sharakula picks up the wicket. They don't come any easier than that. And the first wicket goes down. And it is Vivek that holds on to the catch. A disappointment for the captain. Could that be the last time that we see him with the bat? Imal Zuwak. Just hasn't happened for him. But as he walks back, he hopes that his departure means that somebody like Saeed Ahmed can do the difference. Now, remember Saeed against Hornchurch, he goes out, hits 2 sixes, and then he gets run out. If that hadn't happened, who knows? And it was VJ that ran him out with the direct hit. Okay, 18 for 1. We know how they play. They'll keep swinging. And this one will be a wide. Moving very early there, Saeed Ahmed. He's walking down. He's surely far better off just staying in his crease and waiting to see what comes his way. Shakarula finds himself going up the top of the order here now. Koigani. Pick up and throw. A little apology from the bowler. Yeah, Shakarula is somebody who has really found his form with the bat. He's been coming up the order after playing some cameo roles, and with the ball he's been given the nod before 1 or 2 others. Well, everybody's tuning in from everywhere and anywhere. Everybody's heard about the European Cricket Network, of course. Great delivery. Really good delivery. He knows that and maybe Ahmed wants to walk down and try and play the Hollywood shot. He says, well, I know how to keep you in your crease. He bangs this one in. Both अच्छी bowling. पता ना कि बैटर बहुत मूवमेंट करता आगे आ रहा कहता तू आगे आजा मैं तेरे शॉर्ट बॉल दूंगा, and he does. A little bit of spice, a bit of masala in the middle. Crunch match this. Crunch match. And drops the bat on it, should just be a single. It's been a very good over so far from Shakarula. Just a 6 from it. The ball to go. He's picked up the wicket as well. It's a good wicket to get. That of the captain, Imal Zuwak. Yeah, they're going to be nervy. Both sets of players are going to be nervy. Pressure match. This is like a final. This is the final between the champions of Sweden and Belgium. A good heavy ball. And Sher sees another one that gets past him. End of the over. 20 for 1. 2 overs complete. Let's have a look at how the standings are looking, and then you'll understand why this match is so important. You want to really just look at the bottom 2. Here we go. Both Hooding and Michelin Eagles are on 3 points. The one who wins this match will survive and go into tomorrow's final stage. The loser, well, won't be able to catch any of the teams above them, and that will be it. That's your lot. And look at Prague CC. They are sitting in 3rd, and I suppose it's very unlikely, really, that they can finish 2nd. I was just thinking if Hornchurch did one over Wimbledon and got all the points from them, and it becomes a big loss, that may be a net run rate, but you can see that it doesn't look like that's likely at all. It's got to be something very, very improbable to happen for them to take 2nd. But what a win, and that win will give them so much confidence going in tomorrow. So looks like what our lineup could be tomorrow is that the eliminator could be the winner of this match against Prague CC. Well, after a promising first over, which finished with 3 boundaries, things have dried up just a little bit as Dutala Shazad comes on to bowl. He was given the player of the match for his 2 for 16 in the win against Prague CC. That's in the air, and it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a catch. Shaba, Ginna Sona ke Badia catch for liya. Shaba, Zabardast. That is fantastic. Que chulo, que guay, que genial. Esta hombre, Koigani Sharagula. That is an amazing catch. Well, after a very good second over, coming in, diving forward, and taking the catch to remove the dangerous Saeed Ahmed. What a brilliant catch that is. That is quality. Absolute quality. Well, I suppose Maybe, when you watch that again, the Eagles have landed. They've got to win first up this morning. They're on a high. And they're sensing that they can do this. They, of course, come into the match as the underdogs, even though they've got a win to their name. And Hooding haven't. Great catch. Fantastic. 20 for 2. Saeed Ahmed, just the 1 to his name this time. And 1 of 6 deliveries, so he's chewed up a few as well. All right, Tariq now joins Sher Ali. Tariq Zuwak, he scored 45 against Hornchurch. He'll get a wide here, first time from Shazad. And that's the first runs that's come off this over. A lot of people on our chat enjoying the action here. A few people still couldn't believe the outcome of that last match. We'll see a lot of this from Gooding. Going for those big shots, but just not getting it right, are they? And Sher Ali just having a little bit of a chat here with Tariq. Probably saying, Yard, Aram se. Take it easy. Let's try and get a partnership going. Don't be swinging wild. Okay, high up in the air. Where's this going to land? Oh, that's going to be close. I think it's 6. Yeah, the fielder is signaling 6 runs there. Good sportsmanship there from Shinwari Mujib. He puts them up and says, yeah, that goes all the way. So not quite where he's probably looking for it to go. But Tariq Zuwak does open his account with a 6. Sher Ali says, yeah, that's the way. That's the way. Come on. Me and you. Let's get this partnership going. It's high up in the air, and the partnership will come to an end. And Sher Ali is just, oh, he can't believe it. If you took a picture of Sher Ali there, he is so disgusted with Tariq Zuwak, who just gets a boundary, and then he plays an ugly shot here, and Shazad, he picks up his second wicket, 27 for 3 at the end of 3 overs. And Sher Ali needs somebody to stick around with him. It's a horrible shot. Just look how he finishes here. One hand coming off the bat. No mistakes there from Sharagula. He's having an absolute blinder. Big player. Somebody who's been getting better with each match. And I suppose that's what you could be saying about the Micklin Eagles. They didn't start well at all, we know that. But after that win this morning, they seem to be pumped. So Tariq Nawaz gets 1-6 and he gets out 6 of 3 balls. Saeed Ahmed was 1 of 6. The captain, Imal Zuwak, 4 of 2. And now Sher Ali was giving out a bit of advice. Now he needs to take some. This now for me becomes the huge partnership. If they're going to get a score on the ball to defend, the partnership between these two now is key. It's Nasir Baluch that joins Sher Ali. Need a big partnership. And Sharagula is bowling, and I think the captain's done the right thing to go back to him. Giving himself a little bit of room, but still can't make it. The interesting thing here with the shots that Sher Ali is attempting, so he's trying to hit the ball straight down the ground. He's not going forward into the shot. So he's relying on brute force and power. We know already, the way the day's gone, that anything that's been hit straight, unless you're absolutely crunching it and throwing everything at it, it ain't going over the rope. So 2 men are waiting for this shot. And that's a better option. That is a much better option and a much better shot. And we know what he's capable of. He needs to, I mean, if you're Sher Ali here, you need to be saying to yourself, all right, 3 wickets have gone. This is now an opportunity for me and Nasir really to say, right, for the next 4 overs at least. Me and you are staying here. We're punishing the bad ball. We're taking singles, and we're rebuilding. And then after that, we get going. And that's a good shot. I tell you what, this is a good shot. He knows that anything in this area is going to fly. So he opens himself up here. It's a clever shot. Opens himself up, gets a good swing, and the ball sails to the boundary. He's got to be thinking, got to be playing smart cricket. Got to be thinking here now, look, if we're out the way here, he's done and dusted. See that there? Gives himself a bit of room and then opens up the blade of the bat. He knows exactly what he's trying to do here. And even though this fielder's back on the boundary there, it's very unlikely that they're going to make that stop. Okay, 37 on the board. And now he does go down the ground. Is he going to get lucky? He does. And that's what I'm talking about. You can see the difference. Hitting out to point. The ball goes like a bullet. Hitting out into the third area. It gets sucked in. But hitting down the ground, the wind gets hold of it and it goes nowhere. But he gets lucky. All right, Nasser Baluch facing, getting his first ball here. And he crunches it for 6. Well, that's a good start. 6 runs straight away, but he's got to stay there, hasn't he? End of the 4th over. And after that, quite a disastrous third over, where only 7 runs came from it and 2 wickets went down. That's a better one. So 44 for 3. And that over from Sharakula. A little bit expensive. It ends up going for 17. So score-wise are okay. You see the recovery after those 2 wickets. They start to get moving upwards again. And the wicket-keeper, that's Cameron Zazai. He's got his lid on. That means we are now going to see a little bit of spin. And that means it's going to be Arafat Afghan who's going to have a bowl. And he's been very good, hasn't he? As Arafat Afghan, he's started to find his rhythm with the bat as well. So here we go. Spin comes in. So now some of those shots that have been sucked in by the vortex of third maybe come out the equation. And the thing is, that's not a good start. And Sher Ali, well, it's time to go into what we named the Christian corner. This is short and horrible. All right, watch out. The Grizzlies are coming your way. So Afghan starts badly. 50 on the board now. So the acceleration is good. But Mickelson Eagles will be thinking, we need to find a wicket. And that's a really good shot. 1 bounce, 4 runs. So Sher Ali, with every ball, just seems to be picking up with confidence. And look at this. Doesn't try to hit it too hard. He knows there's nobody there. It's a controlled shot. And, well, some of the Hornchurch spectators there in Cockney Corner having to take a little bit of evasive action. All right. So 2 boundaries off the first 2 deliveries. As Afghan gets ready to go again, Vinny Sandy joins me in the commentary box.
Yeah, nice to be back. Afghan, a bit of a tough day today compared to yesterday. This is a laser beam, really, from Sher Ali, who's up and away. Crunch game for 2 teams, and Sher is just building, like you said, with every ball that he stays there. He's thinking he wants to turn this into a really big score.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the disappointment from him when he's lost partner after talking to him. Nobody's been taking note. To be honest, he swung and missed at a few himself, but he's still there and he's making it count. And I said, Vinny, that this partnership is the key here between these 2. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And, you know, when you watch something like this, I know we talk a lot about big hitting. We talked about Lala, all those 4 sixes to win the game. We've talked about Sher here when he smashed the ball to all parts of the ground. But still, the finesse and the class has to be there as well, and that is a beautiful stroke.
Yeah, really nice shot. And the thing is, yeah, with Afghan putting pace on the ball, it's an intelligent shot. It's a fairly low risk shot as well. Sher Ali into the 40s.
Okay, you want to go down the ground, and this is where the errors have come. Sher is just standing and watching. He knows he's in trouble, and he will go. So, for all the good work that he did, he still falls for going for this shot. I said this at the time when he was going for it. Forget about it. It ain't going to work. He doesn't listen. He goes for it. It goes high. but it's catchable and it's caught. 43 he'll make quickly, 43 of 17. But that is the end of Share Alley, and just like that, the Eagles come back in it.
Yeah, and you're right. He went from kind of a low-risk, high-return to probably a high-risk, low-return here because a lot of these balls are holding up. That's trying to hit into the vortex. Nicely taken as well by Kuram Chima. Share Alley did not move one step once he hit that. He was praying that that would be put down, but no luck for Share. Goes 43 off 17. 9 4s and 6s in amongst that as he departs at 62 for 4. Hey, I've got to say, nice to see Baluch back up the order. I mean, I was surprised he was so low earlier on. But he's left there. As we'll see this one just played out, and we'll get to the end of the 5th over at 62 for 4. Sammy Romani, the new batter, also a very good hitter. Let's welcome you into the commentary box. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo for the European Cricket Network, and I've got Rico Full with me. Just quickly, I want to remind everyone about our official charity partner. It was great last year. We had this target, and literally tens of thousands of meals were donated to those in need. So if you'd like to get behind that, we would love for you to do that. If you scan the QR code, you can donate a meal for normally less than $1. It's in the cents, and it can really make a big difference.
Yeah, 70 cents, 70 cents. And I know a lot of you did. And those of you who did, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. And, you know, we are a big cricket community, and if you can help, it all makes a big difference.
We genuinely want to make the world a better place as well. We try to keep ECN free as much as possible. Obviously, it's something that's building momentum very, very quickly, but it's just our way of giving back. We'd love for you to get involved as well. Well, this is a shot and a half, isn't it? It's just laced away. It's Baluch who steps to leg and whacks to off, and 4 runs to start the 6th over.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Too much width. Just want to have a look at the footing there off the bowler. I don't know if we get it. He, again, goes very wide. And there you go. This is Abdul Rahim, who was in the wars yesterday, if you remember. So that's been smashed away. This is the thing here about Hooting. They will keep on trying, won't they? They'll keep on trying. They'll keep on swinging. So Nasser Baluch, good shot from him. That's 2 boundaries that he's got in the innings so far. Oh, that's been hit pretty hard. Fielder trying to come across the cut. Can't do it. He can't do it. Well, there you go. That's a better option. If you want to go in that area, go along the ground and not in the air. Yeah, it looks like that the ground missiles are going better than the ones that go throughout the air. That's nicely played. I'm so glad that Raheem doesn't get a foot on it. Remember what happened to him yesterday, the poor guy. He dropped about 4 catches. He was another guy that had a few stitches in his hand. You don't want to lose a foot as well. Oh, this is...
Well, I can tell you this. If he had actually stopped there with his leg, he'd be hoping that his mate Jake the Peg with the extra leg might be able to give him a lender. Yeah, he's got to watch his back foot here, doesn't he, Raheem? I picked that up too. Cannot touch that return crease to the sideline there. Keep an eye on it here. That's no problem at all. This is up, it's in the air, and it's going to be out of the ground. So must win for Hootinger and Mechelen Eagles right now. This game is all over the place, really. Walking 677 for 4.
Yeah, well, this one goes over Cinderella's castle. And the castle was in the firing line for the moment, but that's a good, solid shot. Well, there goes the Grizzly. Adios. And, yeah, nice hit. Nice, firm strike. So
good start by Baluch here. Really good start.
And, oh, it's a chance. He'll get a second chance at it. Well, he's down and he's out. And the batter is out. Well, Nasser Baluch, he throws everything at it. He ends up on the floor. And now he's going to have to pick himself up and walk off. What a good take this is. This has gone really, really quick. And the work there from Kamran Zazai has been absolutely superb. Brilliant, brilliant work. This is going so quickly. He hits his gloves. And then he gets the second chance and he holds on to it.
Yeah, what a swing there, because talk about throwing the kitchen sink. He literally throws himself off his feet here. Look at this. Was going to be a wide, and it's pretty good composure from the keeper. Zazai hasn't had an easy day at the office so far. It's really flying with that edge, but he knows it's gone up. He's just determined to keep his eye on the ball before he worries about how he's going to fall or anything like that. He just had that awareness, didn't he, to catch it on the rebound. Baluch wastes a good start there, 20 off 5 for him as he goes at 77 for 5. And these two teams, they've struggled with losing wickets in the first half of the innings. Really, this is no exception.
That's nicely played. There's a fielder It's in that spot. Yeah, Nasir Bullard chasing a wide one. I suppose we've said this before, if you're going to chase him, throw everything at it. Give him his due. He did throw everything at it. He threw so much at it, he ended up on the deck. But the keeper does well, piles it up, takes it second time round. And it's another one that goes, okay, we've got Romani out there. We know what he can do. Well, he wants to do the same thing, and he's going to get 4 runs. Cuatro carreras. So this is the way they play.
Yeah.
They throw the bat at everything, do Hooding, and it's going to be 4 more. It's the end of the over, and the score now moves into the 80s, 82 for 5 at the end of 6 overs.
Hey, Raheem has a bit of a journey, doesn't he? All things considered, 1 for 34, his figures. 4 overs to go, and look, 2 kind of genuine threats at the crease as well. Sammy Romani is so exciting to watch. Comes out at 6 and runs his eye as well. Hits a long ball. Could see the youngster in there, Yassine Khan, in for his first ACL match. I'll have to check how old he is now, but I think he got special dispensation to play as a 14-year-old and picked up a 5 in the ECS Sweden last year. I can confirm he is older now than he was then.
Go to Ismail, who he bowled the incredible over in that win against Prague CC. Remember, Prague CC needed 9 off the last over. They had wickets in hand, and this guy bowls an incredible over. Only went for 4 runs, and he wins the match for his side. So he's going to give himself a little bit more to do this time. The captain, short, and that should be whacked away, and it is. It's not a good delivery. Ball short, Sigi, but to get Mario shot. Up in Ramanini, and he'll get the boundary. Nicely hit.
Wimbledon eyeing up a few bargains there in the Grizzly tent, the Merch tent as well. Yassine, who is into the side, he is playing at just 15 years of age now. Had his 15th birthday back in December. Good young player.
Yeah, let's wish him well.
He took 5 for 26 against Kristianstad last year in the ECS Sweden. Whether he gets bowl or not, I guess we'll find out. Interesting, he's been brought in for this do-or-die clash.
Yeah, he didn't get... Okay, is he going to get it? He goes down the ground. Not too many batters have, and he does get it. Well, there you go. That's probably the first of many to succeed. Many have failed going this way, but Romani, he says, don't worry, Rico. I've had a couple of alu porontas. I'm going to clear that boundary. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, you can do it, but you got to get it exactly right, don't you? Misses out the next one. It comes down to things like margin of error. So you have more margin of error, and you probably have too much margin of error behind because those edges are flying for 6. But in front, yeah, if you get it middle of the bat, it'll go. But if not, probably holds up for a catch.
Okay, he's dragged this out to the man at mid-wicket, so they'll take the single. That means that there's a ball to play here now for the man who's not got off the mark yet. Beg your pardon, he has got off the mark. Imran Zazai, he's got 2.
He's been creeping around. He wants to go large here, though. Last ball of the over.
It's short, and it's clubbed, and it's going to go up the top of that hill. Well, there you go. That's Grizzly Hill. Here's another one that's got to be climbed and fetched. That's 6 more, so the 100 comes up at the end of 7 overs. So though they're losing wickets, one thing they are doing is they're still crunching boundaries. Just going to have a quick look at the number of 6s there. I think that's 10 6s already in the innings, 10 6s, and something like 10 4s as well.
Yeah, hitting plenty of boundaries. This is where we're at with Championship Week. Of course, only the group winners will return. Gina Brescia, the qualifiers from Group A. Kind of a come from behind victory, really. After Skanderborg, we're leading the pace there. And, of course, we'll be able to add another name to that Championship Week list tomorrow night. Funnily enough, you do have one team with Championship Week experience in this group, being Hornchurch.
Yeah.
That made it all the way to second in Europe last year.
Yeah, they did. And well, the French overpowered them in the final.
French Revolution.
Good delivery. Well blocked out. Good smart cricket as well. And said, okay, it's a good ball. We'll still take the single. Now, both these batters are hitting the ball well. And yeah, darts the leg stick Yorker in. So it's well blocked out.
Yeah, Majib. Back to the drawing board for him. That's a good start. Let's keep it simple here, I think. Won't be giving any length to these guys.
Yeah, a bit of a grunt there from Zazai, I think he knows he should have
hittable.
done a bit better.
Yeah, that's why I won't be giving length. See, a lot of these shots, they like to kind of hang back in the crease. They love to kind of hit the ball on the up. So I think if you can get in the block hole, you take that away from the batter.
Okay, high up in the air, wicketkeeper says,
Oh, no.
well, where's he's going to land? Right in the middle. I thought the keeper was going to go here. I think he's probably going to make a dart for this.
Yeah, well, he starts and then he just checks his run. He calls mine straight away, goes up. And this was always going to blow back in his general direction. I think he was the only player that could have reached it. Of course, because he called it, everyone else had stopped going for it. That's super lucky. I don't know how you can hit a ball that high on this field and not have it go to hand.
Trying to hit it as hard as you can over there, but they're scuffing most of these. So at the moment, it's over. It's just been tiki-taka, tiki-taka. It's a good one from Mujib.
Such a good game, this actually. And Mechelen are probably undervalued on that as well because we haven't seen their batting click, and they're very, very capable of doing that. These two teams, I think they're the most similar to each other in this group. They both have a kind of no-holds-barred approach to the game, even more than usual.
Slower delivery, which is, it's worth a try, but he needed it to go straight. So goes for the slow delivery, gets the line wrong, it goes down the leg side, and left to bowl it again. But still, compared to the overs before him, it's not a bad over at all. Remember, the one for the captain before did go magical. This one is just 5 from it so far. And that one goes through him as well. Just moving too much, the batter here. If you look at Samuel Romani, I mean, the shot is there to play, but he's moving. He doesn't look, his feet are moving, he's still moving here, legs are moving. He never really gets himself in a good, stable position.
Tell you what, it was a good ball. He actually, that's a slight slower ball, just a very slight slower ball into the pitch after he bowled a fast bouncer. That was the slower one.
Well, this one is not slow. It's hard, it's fast, it's big, it's 6. And that's a good way to end the over. So they'll...
Well, Rico, hold that thought. He's overstepped here. And so it's going to be a 7 up. And Mujib has committed the cardinal sin. That was called at the bowler's end. See the back foot or front foot? My guess it's probably front foot. But let's have a look what we got here. Where is he?
Oh, yeah. What a call that is from the umpire.
Very good umpiring. Not great. Bowls this from miles behind the line. Doesn't cost him more than 1, though. So end of the over. Rico, you're shaking your head. I'm glad I'm not a coach sometime. It's 114 for 5 after 8.
If I got a couple of euros for every time, yeah, look at him. He's he's feeling what I'm feeling. The number of times the free hit has gone unpunished. It's been criminal here today. I mean, you got to put those away. But for that short ball, he's just not getting in a good position. And if I'm the captain of the Mechelen Eagles, I'm thinking, yeah, keep firing the short balls at Romani because he doesn't like it. Okay, here we go. He's getting to the last 2 overs.
What happens in the 9th?
All right, in the air, catching. Somebody's got to want it this time. The keeper this time does go for it, and he does take it. He's got a big smile on his face, and he's huffing and puffing, but he gets there. Cameron Zazai this time takes the catch, and that's going to be the end of Omran Zazai. Well, one Zazai getting out of the other.
Classic history repeating, although this one wasn't quite as high, and it was a little bit closer to the centre of the Carter Oval, wasn't it? And I think Zazai, look, for the most part, he's kept really well. It's not easy out there, but also some of these slower balls bouncing in front of them, they're tough takes. Hasn't let really anything get behind him. This is taken, again, slightly uncomfortable. He's still calling mine when it comes down. Shirzad, he read the room as well and left it to the gloveman. Zazai, on-run Zazai that is, goes for 10, and it's 114 for 6.
Yeah, both the Zazais in action there. And Shazad, by the way, has picked up his 3rd wicket. Still got 5 more balls here, so we could be in for maybe another 5er here. Who knows?
Iqbal's going to swing.
Well, he does swing, and he misses.
Yeah, so stretching the order. And Nasir is a guy, I mean, he was listed at 5 in the batting order, so a lot of these guys are kind of interchangeable. You never know who's going to be hot and who's going to be not. That's the X factor in this game, isn't it?
This is another one that goes straight through the batter, so Dot balls coming in at a very important time. Dot balls, gold dust.
Working their way back in. I mean, 135. I think it's 130s. I actually feel like it's a bit more of a 50-50 game. I know they're 26%. The Eagles have been really struggling with the bat, but they could turn it around at any moment. They're very capable.
This is just hurting. Yeah, you know, when you're watching this as a neutral, or if you're watching this as somebody who's watched a lot of cricket, you're probably wondering, all right, you've got a new batter that's just come in. You've got Romani on 25. Why hasn't Iqbal just taken the first ball, just played it into the acres of space everywhere, got the single, got Romani on strike?
Not just that, he's running out of time to even take the single now. So now he'll have one ball here. Now Romani's got to make a decision. I think his decision will be he wants to pump it into the next galaxy. But still, this has been a brilliant ninth over. It's all happened in all the right ways, hasn't it, for the Belgians in the ninth?
Yeah, well, Shazad, I mentioned it before, he was the player of the match for brilliant bowling in that win against Proxy Seat. And now, well, he could be, again, player of the match. 3 for 8 so far. And that's going to be unlucky. He's going to go for 4. And this is why you got to, if you're Iqbal or any batter that's at the other end while a set batter's there, you got to give him the strike. He only gets to face 1 of the potential, 3 balls he should have had at the end of that over. And the one he faces, it goes to the boundary. And now Iqbal surely has to be thinking of getting him on strike straight away at the start of the last over. 119 for 6 after 9.
Yeah. What an interesting game, especially because it's basically an elimination final. Dave has a question in the comment section. He wants to know, is this the most catchingest tournament ever? Now, I like that word that you've made up. I would say as far as the proportion of catches taken and dropped, I think this has been pretty good. Now, I think especially given the complexity of some of the chances. Now, here's one, and, well, I've jinxed it pretty good and proper there as well, because Mohana Kumar had to try and keep it in the field to play at a bare minimum. Instead, it goes through his hands, and it's Maximo. And I'll just turn my microphone off quietly.
I just wonder, though, whether he's already gone over the rope when he's touching this. I don't know.
So.
We'll never know. He's off the air trying to keep it in.
I think it would have been all right if he'd been able to push it back in. Anyway, 6 to start the over.
And they're running hard, and, well, this one is going to be close. Joe Foster seems to think he's made it okay. Yeah. We'll have another look. I'm just wondering if he has his foot or anything down as he's going past the stuff.
He kind of puts the bat down, and once it's in, he might lift it up again. But as long as he gets it in at least once. See here, see the bat's down.
Yeah.
Great stuff by Spring Media as well to show us that replay. And so safely home. But they do run, which doesn't surprise me. They run on the miss. Romani does steal the strike back.
Yeah, well, that's good. I suppose Iqbal smashes a 6 and then gets Romani on strike. Now, Romani, now he can't commit the sin of swinging and missing. He's got to get back on the ball. They've got to do that. They've got to try and get to this 135. To the
Mohana Kumar's injured his hand attempting that catch, and so he's going to go off. And we'll have a substitute fielder out there. Mia Kelya is listed as the 12th player for this game. Romani's a perfect man for that job. Flying away. Of course, Bizaway, our official travel partners at the European Cricket Network. They get us all around Europe, which is a bit easier now than it was. Back in 2020, it was pretty tough.
And, well, speaking of Bizaway, that is a Bizaway Super 6. Thank you very much. Just clips it away. Well, that is flying as fast as the plane that we saw in the skies just a moment ago. Not a good delivery down the leg side, and that's a nice shot. It's a clever shot. He waits for it and whips it away.
Well, Cockney Corner had to wake up there because there was an incoming missile. Luckily, nobody was harmed. He's got Christian Corner, which is up the top of the hill. We've got Cockney Corner down the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be a Maximo Corner because that probably means I've copped a Grizzly somewhere.
We've got Grizzly Hill.
Exactly.
Shot. Shot. Get out of the way, boys. If you want to catch it, have it. Well, I don't think does he get this or does he get him? I think he gets him.
That's Whipple.
It's a bit of Grizzly action there.
That's Whipple from Wimbledon, and he's almost taken the catch of the tournament, and he's taken it near the merchandising tent. Look at him get off the ground here. Charlie, be a hero. Unfortunately, can't reel it in. That had some legs on it, though, didn't it, from Romani, who I said was the perfect man for the job. Majib sticks with the short stuff. That's taking a lot of time to come back, though, that ball, because it went over the tent in
Those boys are supposed to be looking after the girls in there. That's Freya, and I think Judith was there as well. Well, they're not doing a good job, are they? Come on, boys. They're Freya there. What a great job she's doing, by the way.
Snapping up the bargains. Yeah. That's a €5, the bargain bin.
Yeah, there's James Cantor.
So all the Corey-related merchandise has been discounted now.
Down the ground and gone. Oh, this is an absolute beauty. Bolle, Guinness on a Guay, que genial, que grandes. He's good hitters. What a hit.
Well, a second ago we were talking like 130 as realistic, but this has exploded in the last over. We've had 4 sixes and a bye in the first 5 balls, so it's worth 25. It's gone magical. Majib hasn't quite got it right. 144 for Hudinger plus this ball.
And this is going to be out. And he's going to be very disappointed here because it's the sort of delivery I was thinking, he's bowled that, he gets a 6, 150 is going to come on the board. Where has it come from? How did it get there? It doesn't. He gets a wicket. I don't know how he gets a wicket because it was a bit of a gundy ball. But still, I think Hudding will be very happy with the 144 they've got on the board. 144 for 6. And Ramani, he's the last to go on 47.
Yeah, will be 7th wicket in the end. But yeah, what a knock from Sammy Ramani. Loves batting out here at the Cartamar Oval again. I don't think the Eagles bowled that well to him. I just didn't see enough Yorkers, didn't see enough block hole stuff, challenging him with some length kind of tactics, but he was up for the challenge. So Hudinger, they will get the opportunity to defend 144 for the right to stay alive in the competition. Remember, they haven't actually won a game yet in the competition. The Eagles have, because they were blown away in their other 2 games before this. They will need 145. Well, 2 teams arrive. Only one will survive to finals day. And one of these 2 teams, they've got to go.
Yeah, and it's, well, in the crunch match, you want a good score on the board, and they have got a good score on the board. But it didn't start well. Well, it did start well for Vivek, because he took the catch to remove Zuwak. And they were watching from all over the place, and, well, some people had a good seat. And, well, you needed a good seat to see that one. That was a great catch there, taken by Chima. Big wicket. They needed the wickets, didn't they? But, well, Huning, got to say, the way they play, you got to admire it. They come out, they take chances to go for shots. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And Sher Ali, well, he played some lovely shots, and we thought, well, maybe the big Sher was going to go into a big score this time. He got to 43 pretty quickly, but then he also, once again, goes for that shot down the ground, and the wind gets him out after he played some really nice shots.
Yeah, just played the one shot that he was meant to keep away from, like testing out the electric fence, really, and this was it. Went into the vortex, and it came blowing back into the safe hands of Kuram Chima. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this game all day because I think about 2 heavyweight fighters just swinging punches wildly at each other for 10 overs each, and that's what we're going to get. This was a bit of a moment as well, wasn't it? Buluc chased one he should have left alone, and the keeper, that's Cameron Zazai, he knocked it up at the first instance and then was able to recover. As luck would have it, the ball stayed in his general area. Nasser was looking on. He'd hit 4 boundaries in the 4 balls before that, and they had a few of these dead spots. You could see they're not making the most of every opportunity. Probably the second swing was my favourite there. But look, just when it seemed like that they were working their way back into the game, only 12 runs came off the 8, only 5 came off the 9. But the last over went magical, and Hudinger went from perhaps posting something about 130 like to 144. It's a lot of runs, but the Belgians, they only know one way, and they'll be giving this a real crack because they won't want to go home just yet. The Cockney corner was in a little bit of trouble there towards the end, but Ramani, he was the perfect man for that job, wasn't he? He put together a really good last over.
Yeah, he certainly did, and it was a really good finish from them. I mean, they brought the 100 up at the end of the 7th over, so you can see just how well they went in the last 3. The split there, 62 of the first 5, 82 of the second. There's that scorecard. So it's Sher Ali. He gave them the stability at the top. There was not good work there from the captain or from Saeed Ahmed. They got out cheaply, as did Tariq Zuwak this time. But then Nasir Baluch, quick fire 20 from him. Samuel Romani, great knock from him, 47 of 16. And, everybody towards the end there just played their part to try and get them to this score. And it's a good score, especially in a crunch match like this. I mean, it is a final between these two teams, Hooding and Micklin Eagles. The Eagles, let's have a look at their bowling here very quickly. 3 wickets for Shazad. I think he was absolutely outstanding. He really bowled brilliantly, but some expensive ones in there as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they kind of share the wickets around, but yeah, Shazad, couldn't agree more. I think he is a real key player. Whether he gets another chance to bowl in the series will depend on whether the batters can get 145 for the Eagles. If they do, they're going to finals day. Otherwise, the Swedes will be flying the flag once again at the Khartoum Oval come day 3 of Group B. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo with Rico Full. We'll take a quick break. One team will be eliminated after 10 more overs of cricket. You are watching the Champions League of European Cricket, the ECL.
The European Cricket League is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, La Junta de Andalucía, Paramatch and Norcane. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Hello and welcome back. Yes, together we can make a difference. And what a good day it would be if you can't help. It is, of course, Baba Mata Day, or Matiso. It's the day that's all about health, respect, love, happiness and gratitude. And gifting friends, normally with red and white string with tassels on. But maybe we can do it a different way this year. If you can, why don't you scan the QR code and see if you can make a donation to our charity partner, Share the Meal. Okay, that's the bonus point equation there, 100. And, the target here is 145. That's going to take some doing for the Eagles. Here's the first delivery, and Baluch just strays down the leg side. He had an issue with this yesterday. They do hit the stumps, and then it has to be chased after, so the batters can't get another. So Chima get one to his name. They're off and running. And I say Baluch, he's got some pace, but yeah, he just didn't get the line right yesterday to the right hand. And now they've stuck with Mujib out there, Janwari, who sort of ate up a few deliveries early on. He never really got going. So maybe he's been given another chance. Well, it could be the last chance. And yeah, he spoils that one, you see. So once again, this is an issue that, and it was in this match actually yesterday, that Baluch just couldn't get the ball going outside the off peg of the right-hander. And as try as he did, he couldn't. He bowled very well to the lefty. Let's see if he gets this one right this time. He's got to be really trying to get this ball. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to use that action to get the ball to come in Yorker length. But he's got to stride a bit wider. That's better. It's been dragged away, and the fielder, well, makes a stop. I think maybe more more by luck than anything else. There's Fahad Mamand. Hello to everybody in the chat. It's been a glorious day here, and I've loved the interaction with our supporters and fans around the world. I hope you've enjoyed a wonderful day. So many people watching from the Indian subcontinent, from Canada, Australia, Austria, Switzerland. This one gets played out. It'll just be a single. They're still having a go. And that's probably hurt Nasir Baluch. Yeah, he's dancing around. He's doing a little bit of the Lulu, skip to my Lou there, isn't he? And lost my partner, what shall I do? Or lost my pinky, what shall I do, maybe? For Baluch. That was a spicy one. Yeah, so going back to where people watch from, the Caribbean, watching by SportsMax from Germany, Deutschland TV, La Liga Sports worldwide. We also have Star Times in the Sub-Saharan and in Africa. It's played away, will be just another single. The NBC group for people tuning in North Africa and the Middle East, and of course to our friends there in Francois, to Sports in France. So welcome to you all, welcome world, welcome to the European Cricket League, which of course translates to the Champions League of cricket. 35 clubs, 33 nations will battle to see who is going to be crowned the champions. That will do nicely. And finally, Baluch does get punished properly for bowling down the leg side, and he just launches into this. That's a good hit from Chima. It's a boundary, the first boundary that comes right at the end of the over. Only 10 come from that over. I think Nasir Baluch, he's got a little bit lucky because he did bowl too many deliveries on the leg side and on the pads. Some of them got spoiled by the batters just scuffing it by getting a pad onto it. But that one goes the distance. 20 matches since the golden ball. Oh, the palm trees tell you a little bit about the breeze around the ground at the moment. And that breeze hasn't really changed. So once again, a lot of you have seen a ball not going over those fancies that often because the wind is stopping it doing so, but going over the third man area. This one is okay. The batter doesn't like it. I think he just sneaks this in. Two batters having a chat. I know what he's saying to him there. I think Chima's saying, hey, anything like that, just try and play it away to get it into that the third man area where the balls are being sucked up. A bit of a wormhole. And he does sort of flat bat this to the fielder. They'll take a single, so running hard and running whatever they can get at the moment. Yes, some of the other days. Today is Zero Discrimination Day. Every individual has the right to live with dignity regardless of appearance, race or geographic belief. That's another dot, so tidy stuff here from Ahmed as well. They want a good start and then keep the pressure on, then maybe introduce a little bit of spin as well. And to all the Welsh, happy St. David's Day. And look, everybody, give each other a compliment because it is World Compliment Day, and I'm going to start it off. I'm going to give my compliments to Chima and say, Chima, very nice shot for 6. There you go. That's the way we do it. You can make somebody's day, can't we? Whether it's just talking about liking somebody's shoes or telling someone they're doing a great job. And I think Chima so far is doing a great job. Good shot. So Ahmed gets hit for his first boundary, and now he goes short outside the off. He swung and missed that. He does like to bang the ball in short. He does, Saeed Ahmed. He hasn't gone for too many Yorker length deliveries. Walks back to his mark. Turns, spins, and comes right back at Chima. And there's the short one again, and just keeping an eye at the square umpire. He's happy with that. It is the end of the over. So 17 off 2. I suppose he does get hit for one boundary, but other than that, there's just a single off the over. It's again quite nicely. You've got to keep an eye on that rate here to the Michelin Eagles. It's going to around about 16. But hey, when you think how the last match finished, needing 19 off the last, and they got it off 4 deliveries, I suppose there's no worry. This is how it's looking, and you can see just why it's so important for these two teams. They're on the same number of points. Whoever wins goes through to final stage tomorrow for Group B. Now, he doesn't play a shot here, surely. Surely he doesn't play a shot here. Let's have a look at this. See, the leg by signal, but does he play a shot? I don't believe he does. I don't believe he's playing a shot here. That's not playing a shot, surely. And let's see what the umpires think about it. It's a good time to welcome Vinny Sandhu back in. Vinny,
yeah.
Shot or no shot?
Well, there is a kind of in a second bit, is he trying to get out the way of it? And I think in the end, I actually think I agree with the call. I know some people might have their eyebrows raised.
I don't.
One of them might be right next to me. But if you're trying to play a shot or if you're trying to get out the way of the ball, and I think you look, see, he's trying to lift his leg there. He doesn't want to be hit by that ball.
But if he brings the bat down, fine. He's trying to play the shot.
No, you know, he's definitely not trying to play a shot. But is he trying to avoid the ball? So the laws say if you try to avoid the ball, you're still entitled to take a leg by. So I think he was trying to get megged, and he just wasn't quite quick enough. Understandable against this guy, because he's rapid now. This is an old hit and run, 360.
Out.
Well, maybe we're in the NBA, and they hit their fast bowler on the way back in.
He's been clocked twice now, bullet on the same hand. He कह रहे यार की गल मेरी उंगलियां हमें तोड़नियां हाले मेरी लोर है ही है पता. Well, Baluch, he's been walked, he's been hit twice. He said, look, it's my little pinky again, he says. It's my little pinky again.
That's almost something Steph Curry would be proud of, that move from Zuvak, but then can't really drain the jump shot. Ouch.
Yeah, big time.
Non-bowling hand though, so he'll be fine.
Well, this time it's him who's doing the hitting. That's actually a clever delivery. That's a slower short ball, which doesn't get picked by the batter. So it will be a leg by. Just not getting what they need out of the power play so far, are they? But then having said that, I have to say that Hoodinga, they didn't do very well in their power play either. Their power play just went for 27. So just keep an eye on it. It's pretty comparison at the moment.
Yeah, it's not easy someone like Bellucci's slow ball is so much more effective because his just regular ball is so fast. And I like that they're bowling him out in the third here. For me, he's a 1 and 3 bowler. And yeah, I just think that's where you get the most value. Maybe if batters really got hold of him early, then maybe you don't bring him back, but it's rarely the case. Chima face out one more thunderbolt.
And it's put away. Now that's been the difference. That's 6 runs. That's a good hit. He uses the pace of the bowler, but the difference between Bullock bowling to Chima and bowling to Mujib. Mujib has been wasting them, but Chima, look, anything that's down the leg side, he's put away. That's the second boundary that he's hit of Bullock. So Bullock, like he did in the first over, finishes with a boundary being hit of him of the last ball. And he's just been straying down the leg side a little bit too much. That's something that he really needs to work on. He's not bowling well to the right-handers. He's bowling 3 deliveries more or less every over into the pads, which batters, good batters, will put away. So I told you that the power plays are very similar. And you saw there 27 to 28.
Mujib. More things change, the more they stay the same. He's 5 off 8. Poor guy, can't take a trick. That's probably flying away into the outfield, maybe beyond, but he picks out the fielder. You're a bit surprised they've stuck with Mujib at the top of the order?
I'm very surprised. I thought that when he came out. So obviously they've said to him, all right, we're going with you, but you got to go a bit more. Yeah, I'm with you. He plays a nice shot there, probably a bit unlucky. And wow, that's the short stuff. And he's been called a wide for height. Well, let's have a look on the height of this. So it gets banged in. We'll see it from both angles. So, yeah, I get the feeling that's on the way up. I think when we look at this side on, this definitely is going over his head. Okay, he is. I think close one. Umpire score. I think if he's standing upwards, maybe it's going to just sneak in. But it was called a wide, and then he comes back with a clever slow delivery. I'm glad that Saeed Ahmed is actually thinking a little bit more about his bowling. I think the last time we saw him, he was just happy, just kept banging the ball into the deck. But he comes up with a slower ball and he gets instant success from it. No runs. And that's the slower one again. This is in the helmet. This has hurt him. It's hurt him. And well, I don't think they're going to try and run him out anyway. This has hurt him. We saw a nasty one yesterday. So the way it looked like to me here, that this lid doesn't look like it was strapped on. So let's have a look. That's a worry.
It's shaken up there.
Yeah, that's a worry.
It's very sporting. I mean, Hootinger, they were never going to run him out here. They're just checking that he's all right. And yeah, we'll check this one out. It's good to have the medical staff on hand here. They've been kept busy, of course. That's pretty much gone. It's almost burst through, but not quite. I mean, there's certain regulations and about the distance the grill needs to be from the peak now, but that's hit his helmet with force, and or maybe he's just worn a little bit of that as well. So it's gonna be a no ball, is it? Because it must be for the second bouncer in the over. I think it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if any of it came off the bat. I don't think it did.
It's flush.
So I think that will be a no ball. Vinny, you know what? Only the beginning of this year did we make it mandatory, right, for batters to wear a lid. How many batters before never used it? Can you imagine some of the damage that could have been done if that mandate wasn't enforced?
Chima is a key player at first. He's going to retire not out, so he will be able to return if he can recover, but he's going to have to pass the concussion test. He's going to have to just take a seat for a second. So it'll be a free hit coming out. Result backyard cricket rules now, because you can't get out first ball for Hediatul Shirzad. So it's 31 without loss. Free hit to come now.
Can't be out.
Oh, he might have forgotten it's a free hit. He might have forgotten. Oh, and he just gets in. Well, maybe it wasn't communicated. It was the second bouncer of the over that hit the previous batter, Chima, in the head, and then Shirzad thinks he's gone, but it's free hit, can't be caught.
Yeah, look, it's almost like everybody forgets. Oh, that's a wide.
Yeah, gee, I think he might have heard it just in time, or maybe it was a very loud ECN commentator that might have given him the hurry up. And maybe he just got a little bit of a whisper from his teammate going, look, run, you're not out yet.
Get out there, get in. I'm glad he makes it. That wouldn't have felt right with me if he was run out there. Anyway, it wasn't. Good delivery, nicely played.
Tell you what would have been funny, though, if Chima had aced the test and then came straight back down the stairs if he was out.
Yeah, he looked shook up there, didn't he?
Honestly, I hope he's all right, though. Obviously,
I think it hit right on the brim, which I'm imagining the inner part of the helmet sort of dug into.
If a ball hits with enough force, sometimes you do see them slip through. And most helmets these days, actually, it depends. Obviously, we mandate that they wear helmets. You know, we're not necessarily strict about what the standards of those helmets are, because in Europe, sometimes you just kind of use with what you got around you.
Yeah.
But certainly in the old days, some batters would have enough space for the ball to slip through between the grill and the peak. And if it ball's delivered with enough force, it can kind of jam its way in there. I know I used to have sometimes the ball would stick in my helmet if I was keeping, for example, would take a little bit of a deflection. Anyway, Ahmed, the enforcer, he finishes none for 14 off his 2 overs, and the Eagles are behind in this cricket match. They're 35 without loss after 4. They need something to turn around very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to have to pack up the Belgian ball and take it home. Yeah,
I mean, that rate now has crept up to over 18. We're not saying that's the point of no return. We've had a good think about this over the last 18 months. I'm saying it's around about 20 because we've been surprised a few times. But yeah, this over now becomes very, very important. If they don't get a good over in here with the bat, then that rate will go up to the 19-20. Then it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be Romani to bowl it, who had a good time with the bat earlier. Well bowled. They're just going for that fuller delivery, just starting it in, which is clever. Well, I suppose I'll tell you who's not, Saeed Ahmed. He still wanted to bang it in.
They're executing better at the moment, hitting it. Simple as that. Romani comes on, hits the block hole straight away. I tell you what will be interesting is when we do change ends, and we'll change ends after Group C,
right?
To see if there's still this kind of bounce from the other end.
No.
You know, we always say this. Maybe with this batch of Grizzly balls might be the extra bouncy ones. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to see. I know in the night fixture, definitely. That's going to be a chance. That's a great catch. That is a really good catch. I tell you why. Well, he now runs out of the way because he thinks he's going to be hit by the same ball he's thrown in the air. Well, that is Saeed. Well, he likes dishing out the short stuff. Well, now he got one blasted at him, but he was ready for it. Big smiles on his face. This is a great catch because the sun's coming down. He's in that part of the ground where there's a bit of sun, there's a bit of shade. That's been absolutely crunched, but it's a cracking catch. Look at this. He's hit this with a little force. It has come out the middle. It's pinged off the middle of the bat. He takes the catch and he says, hang on a minute, where's the game? Let me get out of the way. We don't quite see that on the replay, but he has to run for cover because he thinks he's going to knock himself out. The man he does knock out is Mujib. Once again, is that a blessing in disguise? I think yes.
I've got to be honest. I mean, Mujib is very, very capable, I think, at the top of the order, but he just hasn't got it together today. You know, he's 13 off 15 first game. This time he's going to go for 7 off 13. I think with the tournament on the line, maybe you need to look for another option up there. I think maybe not enough flexibility in the thinking of the Eagles. I mean, I understand it's tough because you also want to back people in that have gotten you that far. You know, he's obviously played well domestically to be given that responsibility. But right now, they do need more than 20s. And now we see this ball hit him on the foot. They go they
could come again. They've got to go again.
They will, but that would have been out if it had hit. Shahzad, very slow to get going.
Well, we know he loves playing the reverse Malachi Shakarula. He's done it in every match that we've seen him play.
That's a good decision because you'd be tempted to give it just because of the shot, but I think it hits him just outside the line of off stump. Umpire's having a pretty good day today, I've got to say.
Kogiani, Shakarula.
And have to go full Belgian ball, turn the clock back here to get back into this game.
Just not getting the feet in the right place. That's the sort of shot that if you're going to execute, you just take a little step outside the off stump and then play it. He misses out on it. What an over. Well, this man at the moment is high contender of player of the match. He scored 47 off 16, and then He's just bowled that over, and he's only gone for 1 on 1 wicket. We're loving the interaction with you wherever you are around the world, loving what you're doing on the chat, and loving all the messages coming through on our social media as well. Number of ways that you can get in touch with us. Of course, we can't reply back to everybody individually, but we use this platform to thank you for all your lovely comments. I know a lot of people are loving this European Cricket League, and we're loving your interaction.
Yeah,
we're loving your comments.
I'll pull a couple out at random. PJ Shepherd messaged me today, who's loving the coverage. He's watching all night in Australia, and so is Kyle, also from down under. So the Australians, they've certainly taken the opportunity to say hi. This is into the gap, and that's going to be 4. Well, now it's kind of now or never, to say the least. You need to string together a bunch of magical overs, 20 plus. I often say it's a bit like stringing 5 or 6 numbers together in the lottery. You need to line them up in a row now, otherwise the Belgians will be the first team eliminated from Group B.
That was a lovely shot. It wasn't a bad delivery, actually, from Ranzar. I could never do that. I could never eat gum or bowl. I always swallowed it.
Ooh.
I couldn't do it.
Sounds dangerous.
Okay, he goes for it, and he's going to get lucky. Yes, 6. All right. They need special stuff to happen from here on in if they're winning this match. And that rate, as I suspected and feared for them, it did go past the 20. Of course it did, with the last over only going for 1. But the next 2 balls have gone for 10. All right. Can he keep this going? We know he's going to keep trying, Shazad, and he's got Sharakula out there with him. Sharakula, come on. I want to see another reversimo from him.
Kind of need 4 boundaries and over from here. Well, there's 2 and 2.
Well, what's this called? The bat or the shoulder? I think the shoulder. So it's been taken. There's not a big appeal from behind the stumps either from Imal Zuwak, so I think he knows it as well.
Rolling cutter beats the... Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's a shoulder. You're not convinced?
Am I crazy? Can we see that again? Go on. Just, save it for next ball, because I didn't see it the way everyone else did. Maybe. Well, this will be safe, and it will run away for 4. Okay, we see the 4. It's not that good. Can we see that caught behind again?
What do you mean it's not that good? All right, that's 3 boundaries.
I mean, sorry, it's a good result.
All right, let's see it again. Just for Vinny. Just for you, Vinny.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm still curious about the ball before. Come on, Spring Media. It's been a long day.
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Bring it on. Well, we've already had 1 sensational finish to 1 match in the day. Could we have another here with Shazad? He has not given this up yet. And, well, that's 20 off the over. With a ball to go, they need to go at 20s. They're going at 20s.
Yeah, well, this is one of the magical overs.
Right.
Spring Media, they've been pretty good. They've earned their siesta this afternoon. That's fine.
Even B, you're being nasty.
You.
You're being nasty now.
Now I'm going to have to go back and...
Go have a banana or something. Go have a banana. Feed your ducks. Go feed your ducks.
Okay.
Don't make them angry, or they'll...
I've had another look privately.
They were right.
Prepared to concede. It was off the shoulder.
Thank you. Now
I thought it was originally.
You know what? Hey, Spring Media, I'm giving you permission to come up here and feed Vinny's ducks. There you go. So come up here with a bucket of water and sort him out.
Sounds like a weird euphemism, and that's fine. Next ball will just be 1. Yeah, they are the best in the business, though, aren't they?
Simply the best.
They are incredible right now. That one goes for 21, but the scary thing is I don't actually think it brings the rate down. But that's the end of 6, and the Eagles still fighting. They're 59 for 1.
Yeah, the problem is that I think you might as well just go, if I'm captaining, I'm going back to Romani and say, right, do it again. Do it again. Come bowl us another one.
You've got Spring Media in your ear now, Rico.
I was talking, what did Martin say?
Yeah. I mean, you are always very complimentary to the crew.
Of course I am.
Yeah, when they're around.
Okay,
here we go. It's going to be over number 7.
He's gone.
With a wicket. Yeah, well, this one, there is no doubt. He backs away, little outside edge. And really, despite having all those wickets in hand, remember they did lose Chima to the retired hurt situation. But hitting it, they've got the kind of the body language of a team that feels like it's in the bag. Mechelen Eagles, 59 for 2.
Yeah, it's a brave effort there for Shazad. He got them 20 in the last over. It's a lot to do to keep doing it. He's going to go for 24 of 10. And Romani, well, what these figures so far, amazing. 2 for 1. And I said, you've got to go straight back to him. Finish the game off. You get a good over in here, that rate goes to that sort of 24, 25 mark. Thank you very much. So brave effort from Shazad.
Yeah, he's battled hard, Hadiatullah Shazad. But he got a feel for the Belgians. Really strong club cricket scene there in Belgium. One good thing about Belgium is it's a fairly small country compared to some others. So, you know, the teams can be spread around the country, but they can still play each other. Anyway, Sami Rahmani with the wicket.
It's nicely bowled, and yeah, all right, I suppose Dean Islam thinks I'll just get off the mark and give you the strike. Well, thing is, Islam, you've got more runs than Sharagula. He's had 3 balls for 0. Come on, reverse Malachi. Come on, I want to see the reverse Emo go for 6 again. He says, I'll do it this way first, Rico. All right,
actually a good
get your line.
Well, ball retriever looks up and, well, obviously the fence won't stop it. If you've just joined us, we do have a fence to ostensibly keep the cricket balls from the other side of this Carlton Oval complex, but it has holes in it that are bigger than cricket balls. The old fly-wire submarine conundrum.
I think it's more there to stop the footballs coming this way. We're more important than the football. We don't want footballs.
How inaccurate are they over there?
Hey, I've noticed the floodlights are on. We're getting ready for the party in the dark, or the fight in the night.
History will be made tonight, Rico.
It will be.
History will be made. By the way, the Swedish national team won a game from exactly this situation, the impossible chase. But they're losing the race at the moment, the Eagles.
Do you remember, I mean, I remember that game very well, but a game not too long ago in Prague, he just won. What were the percentages for them to win towards the end?
It got down to about 4%.
4%.
Oh, I don't know if it got that low. So I remember it. By the way, Sami Rahmani, he was actually at the crease when they pulled off that impossible chase, where they were about this much after 6 overs chasing 150 against Belgium. This is Sweden back in ECC 21. And end up pulling it off. See there, half the foot behind, half in front. That's okay, as long as some part of the bowler's front foot is behind the line when it lands. Doesn't necessarily have to be grounded.
He has no idea where this is going, and this might not even beat the vortex.
He tried to be careful. You can be too careful. And you can laugh about it now because I think they're winning by a fair bit. But Saeed says, I'm going to let it bounce, and I'm just going to pull it back. I don't have to go for the catch. I don't want to knock it over the boundary. And then he makes an absolute 3-course meal out of it.
He bundles this over. Watch this. He wrestles the Grizzly to the boundary rope.
They can have a laugh about it in the end, probably because they're ahead in the game here, 70 for 2 after 7. Hey, this is what we're talking about. History will be made tonight here at the Carlton Oval because 2 English sides will go head-to-head for the first time in over 5,000 matches on the ECN, and Hornchurch have won the toss. They're bowling. Wimbledon batted first for the first time earlier. Couldn't defend their score against the Czechs. Yeah,
this is going to be a really good match. And I know that Hornchurch, they're looking forward to this match. Why? Because they're playing under lights, and that's where they went down last time. They believe that they need to get as much practice as they can under lights. So talking of practice, Islam, he gets an opportunity, and he says, thank you very much for the opportunity. He smashes his first boundary, and it's a 6.
Yeah, it is. It's short and wide, and wasn't too zippy from the bowler.
This is the young man, right?
Yeah, this is Yassine Khan. So I had a great opportunity for him to get a bowl at the Carlton Oval. He's only 15 years of age, coming through the junior system in Sweden. And yeah, he's actually grown a bit since I last saw him. Can he pick up a wicket?
And this is going to be 1 bounce, 4 more. So he starts with, well, 6 and 4. Well, I suppose the batter, Islam, he's hungry for more. But you know me, I'm going to go for the young man. I love seeing the youngsters out there. And Yassine Khan, how 15 you said now?
He's 50, yeah, just turned 15.
Just turned 15. Well,
he's got a 5 for on the network.
What
they didn't plug the vortex.
Amazing moment this is for the young bowler. And that's cut away. And it's well stopped on the boundary. Just maybe a little bit short and a bit too wide. But look, can you imagine what's going through his mind at the moment? He's young. There's probably a lot of pressure on him. Now that one doesn't go to the boundary. That would mean, okay, he probably thinks, yeah, okay, I'm good now. The world is watching the young man perform. And the world is watching to see if Sharakula can hit another reversimo. He's hit one in every innings that he's played so far. This one was certainly on, but he misses out on it.
Yeah.
Dot ball.
He does.
And he misses. This is all well bowled, and look at the reaction there from Yasin. It's pretty close to just knocking the bells off. I'm liking this.
Yasin's a really good example of a youngster, you know, in a European country that he loves watching ECN. He loves being part of the community. He's often getting in touch with us. It's great to see him getting an opportunity here.
That's a nice looking shot, and they don't quite plug that gap effectively enough. I think they put the man on the third boundary, but he needs to be just a little bit wider. So that's a nice looking shot. It is the end of the over from Yasin Khan. He goes for 15, and I hope he gets a chance to bowl another one. I think if the game is pretty safe, then he may do, and it's well, pretty safe at the moment because, well, they need to really be going at 30s here now for the last two. 60 required in 2 overs.
Yeah. That's a tough one for the Mechelen Eagles. I mean, they are winners. Don't forget, they're winners to be here. Actually, the last time we saw them on ECN, they won the European Cricket Series in Belgium. That was back in September 2022. I'm showing my age now. Anyway, here's Umran Zazai. And first one up in the block hole, played back. It's hard to pinpoint where it went wrong for the Eagles, except to say, in this 3-day group phase, or essentially 2-day group phase and finals, you know, if it's not happening, it's not happening. Maybe if in another series, if they had the 4-day group phase and then the finals, maybe they have time to hit form, get players in form, pick up the wins, pick up enough points to make it. But it's kind of do or die from the get-go here, isn't it?
They just haven't batted, and a lot of people have made some good points, and I'll go to them now. This one, catching opportunity, yep, taken. Sher Ali, he just doesn't. It's a key, fikr na kar, catch me falling. No problem, no worries. Sher Ali takes the catch, makes it look easy, and Umran Zazai picks up another wicket, so Islam will go for 12. But yeah, going back to that, don't forget, I mean, you can practice indoors, right? There's so many drills you can do. You can stretch, you can work on your fitness. Bowlers can probably turn their arm over, but you can't bat indoors. You don't get range hitting done indoors. You've got to go outdoors. And a lot of these guys, I mean, in Sweden and in Belgium, you're not playing cricket outdoors until when? You know, what, May time?
May,
so
normally.
You're coming out, trying to hit big balls, and you're just not into it at the moment. You're not climatized, your body's not adjusting to hit those big balls, and that's what I'm seeing here. These guys normally, both sides, hit the ball big and they're not. The only time it's going big is when that vortex over there is going sucking them in.
I was about to say before that, it was 10 sixes to win, and there's one. And as long as we're talking about the lottery, it is kind of Powerball from here. You got to get 10 out of 10. That's not a bad start, though, for Mohammed Ismail. He was a bit of a last over hero earlier.
Yeah, well, he was a hero in their last match with that win over Prague CC, but that was with the ball. Can he be the hero with the bat? Well, he says, well, yeah, how many more he's saying? How many more, Vinny?
Well,
how many more?
8 more, but that one has hit table 4 over there. Never mind the 6. Have a look at this. Springs off the table in the fan zone. The heaters are on over there. That's a bit chilly when the sun goes down.
Well, I think it went to no chance to now 1%. Well, it does get chilly. It gets hot there. It gets spicy as well. All right, here we go. Okay, catching practice. Who wants it? Keeper says leave it to me. It doesn't look comfortable. And there you go. Down it goes.
That's because he's not comfortable, and that's the wind. But what it does do is it stays on the field. It's siesta time for Imal Zuvak. Yeah, this ball, because of the wind, it's always blowing back towards the boundary. And we knew bat time there. But yeah, Zuvak doesn't quite handle that higher ball. But again, you got to read the wind, and you almost need to go behind where you think it's going to land, so that when it does blow back, it blows back towards you. In the end, he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, he doesn't have the hand underneath it, does he? That's not the first one he's dropped, though. That's 2 he's dropped like that. Not in this match, 1 in the last match as well. This one gets dragged down the ground. He will get 4, though. He gets it through the gap. That's cuatro carreras más. It is the end of the over. The score now gets to 102. I mean, all right, they're getting a point, but it means nothing. They're getting a point means nothing because now they've got to try and do the impossible.
Yeah, at the arcade, maybe they could take their point and try and cash in for a stuffed toy, but unfortunately, it's time to start the car for Belgium. Got a feel for them. Yeah, I guess everyone would know what it's like if you've played in a high-level tournament, or even any tournament where you've trained hard, you know, you've done your best to prepare, you've been very excited, but then it just hasn't quite happened. It's one of the mysteries of sport. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Yassine gets the second over.
And this one is going to go all the way. Well, that's 6. Now, the only thing you can hope for here is keep banging the 6s. Maybe the young man will make a foot fault and give you a 7 up.
I'll tell you something. We've had an over go for 45 before on the European Cricket Network. They needed 43 at the start of this one. In fact, back in December, we had Mohammed Waris of Spartans Hospital go for 43 in his second over. He went for 30 in the first. He had none for 73. Now, that's a record, I think, of 2 overs that won't go down for a long time.
One thing I'm thinking here, though, Vinny, I'll go back to it after this ball for young Yassine. And, all right, high up in the air. Big moment. Yassine, 15 years old. He takes a wicket, and look at the celebration from the youngster. He's firing arrows our way. I'm firing love his way. Well done to the youngster. Yassine Khan picks up a wicket, and I'm loving the confidence of the young man as well. He gets down, and I think he fires an arrow our way. I hope it's an arrow of love, but that is the end of the captain. He's going to have to go. And there you go, folks. 15 years old, playing in the Champions League of cricket here at the Kardama Oval, and he picks up a wicket.
Yeah, what a great moment for the youngster. And really, a lot of what we do here at ECN is geared towards the next generation. And I think Yassine is one of those players that could be part of the next generation. And here we go. He sees it get taken and then goes down. The old flaming archer celebration from young Yassine. Love the confidence. Ismail fights hard, whacks 3 6s, but goes for 19. It's 108 for 4.
Okay, they're all coming out swinging now. Yeah, the point I was going to make before Ismail went, we haven't seen him with the bat until now, have we? And
no.
So if he's a guy who can hit the ball, why haven't we seen him?
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, yeah, you never know who's going to work and who isn't going to work. And I think you look at the order, they needed to tinker a bit more than they have.
All right, could be 2. Come on, fire some more arrows our way. It will be 2. Come on, send me another one. That's the way to do it. Ah, look at this. Sheer joy. That boy is not going to sleep tonight. I'm telling you now, he's not going to be sleeping. He's going to be on his mobile. He's going to be sending clips of this to all of his friends around the world. And, well, this is one magical moment for the youngster, Yassine Khan. And look, you know the beauty of the European Cricket Network? Well, he can go back and he can show this to everybody, anybody. He's a young man. He's 15 years old. He'll be showing this over to his girlfriends, to his wife, to his kids, and then eventually one day to his grandkids as well.
Eventually. Hey, Baluch, he has a bit of a laugh because he said, I had no idea how I caught that. He gave it the kind of half effort. It's a Peacock Friday duck for Cameron Zazai. It just kind of stuck to his hand. I don't think it was perfectly into the mitts.
The Eagles are leaving. The Eagles are leaving. I don't know if you can see it in the skies. The Eagle is on its way, and yeah, the Eagles are departing. It's time for them to go.
Well, Yassine, one silver lining about the wide is he gets another chance to take a wicket.
Yeah, make the most of it.
Was funny then, because he said, oh, how did that land in my hands?
He's
anyway.
blowing bubbles while he's bowling. He is. All right, here we go. It's number 3. Can anyone get there? Dive, dive, dive. Oh, come on. Make an effort, dive.
Would have got 3. Afghan will get a run.
He's blowing bubbles with his gum as he's walking back. That's the confidence of the youngster.
It's actually, I don't want to encourage people to swallow gum, but they reckon it's a myth that whole stays in your body for 7 years.
I told you before earlier, I couldn't do it every time.
I don't want to be giving you CPR.
No.
Just keep the gum away. Last ball of the game.
Look,
will not be bowled yet. Hey, let's just spend.
He's worried about the gum now.
I know we'll roll it pretty quickly to the next game, but let's spend a moment just to wish the Eagles the best. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them again in the ECL. His last ball.
Yeah, that's the shot we were waiting for. It's not the 6, but he says, Rico, before I go, just for you, because I know you like me playing the old reverse Malachi. It's not a reverse mode for 6. That one will be a highlight that will be up on our social media for plenty of times to come, but he does get a single. It's shaking hands time, but they know that it's time for them to get going. But yeah, you're right, look, the Mickelson Eagles, it hasn't gone well for them. The thing is, though, it just goes to show the importance of that bonus point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because yesterday, they finished the day with 2 losses, but no points. Hudingan, on the other hand, finished the day with 2 losses, but 2 points.
Yeah, so it rewards teams for consistency, and that's just something that the Mechelen Eagles weren't able to do. Look, credit to Hudingan. Somehow, they've made it into the 4, and that's their first win in the ECL, don't forget. First win here at the Carlton Oval. Coming up, we have match 10, the final group match in Group B, with Hornchurch taking on Wimbledon. A bit of news there with Billy Gordon. He's being rested. He's got a slight niggle. So Ted Coney comes in for Hornchurch Wimbledon. Well, I'll be hoping to get back on the winning train, because don't forget they lost the earlier game today against the Czech champions Prague CC. Let's go and have a look at the highlights of this one. Just to remind you, though, that we'll be back in about 25 minutes with the first ball of match 10. The first time we've seen 2 English clubs going head-to-head. Well, wins a factor. Vortex activated Baluch. Well, he was breathing fire once again, but the Belgians, it was their last chance to make an impression on this ECL competition. But it was Baluch that found himself the victim of some friendly fire there.
Yeah, one thing that we want to, of course, touch on is we're hoping that Chima is okay. He never came back out to bat after getting hit on the helmet. So, you know, our thoughts are with him. He's batting really well. Don't forget, he was going well. He was on 21 before he got that one on the lid. But him going out the equation, at the time while he was there, he was hitting the ball pretty well because Mujib wasn't. We saw some nice shots there from Shazad, hit the ball pretty well. He had to try and keep him in it because by that time, he needed to be scoring around 20 and over. And after getting 20 the over before, where he went to start the same way in that one, gets a little nick on it. Then this was quite funny, as the ball was bulldozed over the rope for 4.
Well, they can laugh now because they end up running out fairly comfortable victors. But yeah, again, I think maybe needed to try and make a change at the top with Majib not really coming off. But the question is, if not him, then who? Because it wasn't like anyone really ever batted their potential for Mechelen Eagles in this tournament. That one disappeared. It had to be perfect almost, but then it's kind of a perfect finish for Yassine Khan, the teenager, getting a couple of wickets late in the piece.
It was time to shoot the Eagles out of the sky. And well, that was one.
And look, like I said, he's a big fan of ECN. I know that he follows our tournaments all around Europe, and he's got a bright future. I've seen him competing, like I said, in the European Cricket Series. That is senior cricket. He took a lot of wickets there, took that 5-wicket haul. That's the one that Baluch had a little bit of a wink, saying, yeah, I'm not really sure how that stuck in my fingers, but when it's all said and done, it's time to say adios to the Belgian champs. The Eagles will exit the group stage in 5th place.
Yeah, what a lovely moment that was there right at the end. Tariq Nawaz, Zuak, pardon me, putting his hand over the youngster Yassine Khan and saying, well bowled, young man. Yeah, well bowled. He got a bit of tap, but you know what? It takes a lot of guts, and you've got to be pretty brave to be out there as a youngster and bowled in at this level. And he picks up 2 wickets for his troubles as well. They finish on the Nelson, 111 for 5. But of course, it is the last time. This time, we are going to see the Mechelen Eagles. And look, they did win earlier. They provided us with a very entertaining match where they pulled off a surprise win against Prague CC when it looked like they were going to be down and out there.
Yeah.
So they did fight. They gave themselves some hope, but the batting just never clicked for
That's
them.
a good point, actually. Look at the bowling figures. Romani was excellent, wasn't he? 2 for 12, but he wasn't alone. Baluch and Saeed Ahmed, both very hard to get away. Yassine with those couple of wickets at the end, and the other wicket went to Omran Zazai. I think you touched on it well, Rico. The Belgian team, they will have that memory of that win this morning, even though it ultimately wasn't enough to get them into the 4. They did pick up a win here, and it was a really character... it was a win full of character, I should say, because they were hard against the wall there. They were behind in the game. They came back and won. But that will be all that they'll take away from Group B. We'll take a break then, back in around about 20 minutes to take you into match 10. And it will be England on England. I can't wait to see Hornchurch and Wimbledon doing battle when we return for more cricket live under lights from the Costa del Sol. You're watching the European Cricket League.
The European Cricket League is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, La Junta de Andalucía, Paramatch and Norcane. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme. Hello and welcome back. Time for the night game. The lights are on and we are home and we're ready for match number 10. Well, a bit of history in the making. I'm here in the Grizzly Sports tent and I'm telling you that the Grizzly people, they've been wonderful. Got Andrew behind me here and business has been pretty good here as well. So if you do come down to the Cardamom Oval, you should check it out. Right now we're going to check out a bit of history because two English clubs will go head-to-head on ECN for the first time ever. That's in over 5,000 matches. A little bit earlier, Ian Ramage had the two captains of Hornchurch and Wimbledon. And let's see who wins the coin toss.
Hornchurch, you're the home team, you will toss the coin. Wimbledon, you're the away team, so you will call. Yeah, there you go.
Norcane.
Norcane has been called. Let's come down European cricket, so you've won the toss.
We'll have a bowl.
Okay, toss won by Hornchurch, who will bowl first.
So Mark Whitlock wins the toss for Hornchurch and they elect to bowl first. So Wimbledon will get the chance to bat first. Now remember, earlier on when they did bat first for the first time in the series, they weren't able to defend their score. Prague CC with one of the all-time ECL upsets. So now we know kind of what the four looks like, but we don't really know how this game's going to go. But Andrew, he says that he knows. He says he's got the shirt of the winning side. And who's going to win this one? Oh, he thinks England are going to win. Well, that's playing it safe. One guy that won't be playing it safe will be Rico Fool because it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Let's get ready for the night match, match 10. The Hornchurch guys have won the toss. They want to put in the Wombles. It's over to you. Let's get ready for the first ball.
Well, that's staying pretty neutral, isn't it? Yep, it's time. It's that time. It's ready for the fight in the night. The Fiesta de Noche ahí in Andalusia. In Malaga, this is the Cardamom Oval. Looks absolutely stunning at this time of night as well. The last of the natural light starting to disappear here at 7:30 local time. We see a beautiful skyline here. I just love it. I just love it this time of night. And I tell you what, I also love the two teams going out at the moment because I reckon they're going to give us an absolute humdinger of a match here tonight. I really do think that. We saw a superb match between Huding and Prague CC last night. It was an absolute thriller, wasn't it? And I think this one could be one as well. Hornchurch, they get a chance to do what they couldn't do well last year when they lost this night final to Drew. And I think they know the importance of this is pretty key, and they're going to be looking to do really well. And of course, Wimbledon, this is the first time that they're going to be playing by night. Now they are a team that they suffered their first defeat, didn't they? It was quite an incredible one against Prague CC. And you know, I always say that teams, no matter what team you are, you will always learn something from playing against each other. Well, I think a lot of teams will learn a lot from Wimbledon, but Wimbledon would certainly have learned something from Prague CC, and that is these European cricketers do the unexpected. And ready to go. I'm liking the way that Paul Murray is trying on some of the dark shades that are being worn there by Arthur George. And yeah, Arthur George is wearing some kind of shades, but I don't know how they're going to help. Murray says, no, leave these, I don't want these, you can keep them, leave me out of this. Anyway, welcome everybody, we're ready to rock and roll. Here's the battle of the bat versus ball, and the umpires out there are ready. It's going to be Tyrone Peters and Joe Foster. It's ready for the night battle between two teams from England. Hornchurch, we're taking on Wimbledon, and I get the feeling that the win predictor probably has Wimbledon just in front, maybe because of the woes that Hornchurch have had with the bat. But for me, this is very much a 50-50. Certainly, yes. Here we go, and it's going to be Edwards to start with the ball, and that one really does shape away. One thing we know, that in the night this pitch comes to life. Now it's been pretty lively during the day. It's very much like we saw on day one. We've only seen the one half century so far in the day, and that was again in the very first match of the day. So it's been like that, and that was at Saba Wundowice of the Prague CC. Good pace, really good pace. And I think this is the first time that I'm seeing Les Bourne Edwards bowl. I don't think he's bowled yet in this series, so they've been keeping him sort of hidden. He's coming out here now bowling to the captain, Jonathan Webb. So no change in the batting order from Wimbledon either. It was Tim Lloyd who faced the first delivery, and now it's the captain, Webb. And he gets beaten again, looking to play down the ground. And the reason he's looking to play down the ground is simply because he got the two men straight at mid-on and mid-off. They're not on the boundary. The boundary man at the moment, either side of the field, almost in symmetrical form. You got the backward point on the boundary, and you got the man on the behind square on the 45 on the boundary as well. So an interesting field. Just bat on ball, they'll take the single, so the second run. So both batters have got off the mark. It always gets a little bit chillier as well at this time of night. There's a bit of a nip in the air, and we're not going to see too many of the Hornchurch or the Wimbledon supporters now sort of in their shorts and t-shirts. I think they've got the jackets that are on now. It is nippy, and that also means that there might be just a little bit of moisture out there in the middle, which means that the pitch comes to life. That's a good stop there. Slides in, makes a stop, and it's just going to be a single. And well, looking forward to seeing that man there, Gavin Griffiths, with the ball as well. He has bowled beautiful, and he's just a pleasure, a joy to watch when he's bowling. He's got so much rhythm about him as he sort of sails in. He really is a class act. So in comes Les Bourne Edwards again. And this one will go all the way. Manos arriba, arbitro, porque eso es 6 carreras. Que guay, que genial, que grande. And right on cue, you didn't want to finish the over without a boundary, and he will get one. And that has been hit clean as a whistle. Lovely shot. Takes the score to 9. Off the first. It was a pretty decent over there from Edwards, apart from that very last ball. So good strike there from Webb. The captain hits the first boundary for Wimbledon, and Tim Lloyd will be on strike for the start of this, the second over. And upcoming events, some of the events that we got coming up here, of course, we still got plenty of time here at the Cardiff Oval, but after here we will go to Portugal, and we do something else that's different as well as the European Cricket Series. There we have the Western Shield. Now we've been looking at some of the teams for Team Europe and also the British and the Irish Knights, and I can tell you what, there's going to be some very exciting cricket. This one's just down the leg side, and it's sort of been played without too much intent there. I'm quite surprised there. I don't know whether if Tim Lloyd just got a little bit surprised by that ball being the leg side, but I thought he would be whipping that one away. Anyway, it was not to be. So, Arthur George. Okay, this is going to be almost coming into the box. Well, that's quite amazing. That's into the vortex, and it hits us with a thud. Well, Maximo, wake up, Maximo. Hey, everybody, there's a Maximo not just out there, but there's a Maximo in the house.
Now remember your emergency training, Rico. Rule 1 of the ECN commentary box is protect the equipment, and this one was on my side. I much prefer them when they're on your side. Well, that's the accidental Maximo, if ever I've seen one. That one's right up the back of the coaching manual. We've got some guests in here. You get to meet them in a second. They almost got to meet the Grizzly Ball first up, as this one is almost an instant replay. Well, are we seeing cricket change before our very eyes? Back to back, a dozen. Oh, it's a shot that you won't find anywhere. And I thought these Wimbledon guys thought they're going to play some traditional cricket. What's going on here?
Look at the face of Arthur George. He cannot believe what's happening here. Hey, you know, I'm not a great tennis player. What's the shot when you run and you just flip the ball over your head? We've seen that in cricket now. Wimbledon are the team to do it, right?
I think what you're referring to is a tweener.
It's a tweener.
That's when you get it between your legs. I tell you what, you might be pulling that one out because we've seen everything else. Here's Webb. And now he plays down the wrong line. Well, football race on. And I think there's the famous Carter bat plug. And somehow George has missed the goals from close range.
Having it all, a bit of cricket, a bit of tennis, and now a bit of football. It all happens here at the Carter Oval at the European Cricket Network. Entertainment of the highest class.
Yeah, look at that. Decides on a foot race and, well, proper wipeout. There goes the bat, kicks it, back gets kicked, ball gets kicked. I'm loving these English clubs getting a taste of what the ECN's all about. I can tell you what, though, they are both up for it, Rico.
Yeah, this is just extraordinary stuff. I'm liking this. It definitely is a fight in the night, isn't it? And this is going to be played away. There is one man out there, but he's going to have no play on this at all. And this over, it could go magical, you know. That's 18 of it, a ball to go. And at the moment, both batters are having a little bit of fun out there. That's Lloyd. They get the boundary. Nice shot, 4 runs.
What a weird over, hey?
So Arthur George, and he walks back to his mark with some purpose, doesn't he? Right, here we go. Will it be a magical second? Lloyd. Well, he does go for it. He's played this shot a few times but missed out. So end of the over. It's been an exciting one. It certainly has. 2 big sixes and a 4 from it. It's 18 off the over, and the score at the end of 2 overs, 27 without loss.
Yeah, well, looking at the table, look, I did do some numbers. You know that I love my calculus, and I found out Wimbledon, if their score was to get chased down in 10 balls or less, they could actually lose second spot. But as Corey would say, I think there's probably more chance of the world stopping and spinning the other way, considering they already have a few on the board. But look, it looks like this is a preview of the qualifier 1 tomorrow. These two, depending on how things go, could actually meet each other 3 times in the tournament. They're going to go back to Les Edwards here. Starts with a dot.
Good areas from Edwards. Just wants to keep that ball in that off-stump corridor. He's bowling with a bit of pace as well. And, I'm liking this. It's a fiery start. What do you reckon about the change here of the openers then with the bowling? So they've gone with Arthur George and Lesmore Edwards.
Well, I think the thing is Gordon's out of the lineup. He's got a slight injury. We know he's very injury prone for a guy his age. This is a miscued pull, but he's going to get away with it. He'll get 1. So I think, you know, they go to another bowling option. And it is, look, for a game that both teams want to win it. I think Hornchurch found that the hard way. They had a game that probably wasn't going to affect the standings the night before the finals, and they got absolutely poleaxed, I think, for 189 by the French team. And they never quite regained those alpha points. They got done in the final. So you want to win, but also it's a game where you can try a couple of options that you've wanted to try along the way, and I think both teams will probably do that. Well, that's proper. That is out of here. It's over every structure we got. Go and fetch that one, says Lloyd. Maximal, 6 runs.
Oh, you beauty. That is sweet out the middle, isn't it? Ese golpe es muy guay, muy genial y muy dulce también. Más dulce de tarta de chocolate. Bring it on. What a shot. Ay, ay, ay. Well, he's got 13 on the back, hasn't he, Lloyd? Unlucky, maybe, for Hornchurch.
Dentro de anochecer, into the sunset. My Spanish is getting better slowly, Rico.
You're doing good, you know. I was going to say, I reckon that, you know, maybe by the start of next week, you're going to have to do an over in Spanish. There you go. You're going to have to go to.
That's actually a good one.
And I'll be here. I'll coach you
wait
through
for
it.
one of the local games that don't have as big of an audience. But anyway, it's a little push and run here. Good follow-up from Lloyd. Good comeback as well from Les Edwards.
So you know what you'd say for a bowling in Spanish? Lanza.
Lanza. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
a lanzador. Hey,
Yeah.
this is random question time, and I know we've got a guest coming up, but last night I had my Spanish lesson,
Yeah.
and you know I just talked to my coach Carlos,
Okay.
his real name.
Yeah.
I don't mind using it. Oh, that could be another 6. It is. Well, edges are plenty, but who cares? It's web time, baby. And Maximo, Wimbledon up into the 40s. They see the funny side of it as well. The Vortex claiming a few victims.
Well, I'm telling you something. I want to see for today, right, where the runs have been scored in general in the day, and I can tell you where most of them have been scored. Right over there.
Yeah, if you put
that Vortex has been sucking them in.
If you put this wagon wheel on a wagon, the wagon would fall over because it's not balanced. I was going to say, though, last night we watched the Game 5 and talked through it in Spanish. True story. Última pelota.
4 more. 4 más. Qué guay. Qué genial. Ese golpe muy bien también. 4 más. And they're looking really good here at the moment. That is the end of the power play. And it's a good one. 45 come off it. So Hornchurch may be thinking twice about electing to let Wimbledon have a bat first.
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting power play, but 45 without loss. Pretty productive one for Wimbledon CC. Back-to-back overs of 18 following up the 9 in the first over. Rico's going to step out for a second because I've got a special guest commentator, and yeah, really excited to have this guy in with me. And I heard he's kind of the spiritual captain of Wimbledon Cricket Club. I'd love to welcome Tom Weston to the commentary box, and also welcome to the ECL.
Thank you. Lovely to be here. Honestly, it's such a lovely place to be.
Yeah, I know that you guys worked very, very hard to get here in the first place. I mean, it must have been a dream run last year to win the T20 competition in England. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, you've got to get out of our kind of regional bit where we've got, well, the Surrey Prem is a very difficult competition.
Strong competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got to keep winning from there.
Yeah, and it's a lot of like knockout games in a row, right? Here's Hankins getting a bowl, I think for the first time in the series with some off spin, and first ball knocked away for 1.
So yeah, no, I mean it's a really difficult competition to win in the first place. You get a lovely finals day, and the Surrey one, and then on from there it's kind of regional finals, another finals.
Yeah. Well, I know Hornchurch know what that journey's like as well, having done it the year before. This one is going to go around Whitlock. I'm not sure he picked that one up because there wasn't a lot of movement, but it will be 4 more. You must be happy with this start. In fact, that brings up the 50 for Wimbledon and the 50 partnership.
That's looking good. Tim Lloyd out here in the middle. He's looked good start of the tournament, and really excited to see how it goes in this game.
David Lloyd plays for you as well, right?
David Scott, yeah.
David Scott, pardon me.
Yeah.
David Scott plays for you. He was playing for the England 11 last year. David Lloyd would be a good pickup. Anyway, this is short, and it's going to be whacked away. Maximo Webb on, and he moves into the 40s. Good shot.
Oh yeah, Webb as well. He's a former captain. He led us to victory last year in the competition, and he's an absolute cracking player and really good guy as well.
Yeah, so obviously it's quite a unique situation. So we've got the 2022 champions of England, the 2023 champions of England doing battle on Spanish soil, and this is history for us because it's the first time 2 English teams have met. Here's Hankins again, tosses that up a bit, just worked away for 1. Okay, so tell me, how do you prepare for an ECL? I mean, you've been watching some of the games, have you been watching some games from last year? What's been the approach?
It's a great question. I think the main thing for the guys was just getting in and getting back to cricket, and actually kind of just get feeling things. But then also I think, we turned our attention maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Hankins again. Goes the slog sweep, wasn't really full enough.
We started really with some range hitting and things like that, but also we've started to look at a little bit of the data as well. Watched a few of the games, kind of understanding how it flows, pass score.
Yeah. Another good ball by Hankins. Hankins bowled some kind of medium stuff last year. He goes to the spin, it kind of works out all right. So that could be an example of, for example, the Hornchurch guys trying something there. That over goes for 12, and Wimbledon 57 without loss. Vinny Sounder here, Mr. Maximo, with Tom Weston of Wimbledon CC. So tell us a little bit about Wimbledon Cricket Club.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. So tell us a little bit about Wimbledon.
So we're right opposite the tennis. So you know where the tennis is. We are literally right over the road.
Wow.
A lovely ground.
Do you ever get the odd ball over, whack it over to centre court, or is it too big of a hit?
That would be quite a big hit. But
Okay.
I think it's probably
court
done
17
before.
or something?
Exactly. Yeah. But no, we kind of long-standing club. Successful. We won the English competition before. Back in, I think, 2007, something like that.
Right.
So previous history in it, and it was great to go all the way last year as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear that. Okay, VJ gets the ball now. I don't think we've seen him during the tournament either. His first one takes a little bit of a deflection. It might have just grazed the batter on the way through. It doesn't. Murray can't handle it. It'll be a bye. I've got questions coming in from the live chat as well. Now, but I've got one for you straight away. Because if we're going to start at the beginning, let's start at the beginning of our ECL journey back in 2019. I believe you were following the tournament back then. Is that right?
I was indeed. I was following on TV and watched a lot of it.
Is that right? Maybe you're the secret weapon. In fact, that you've been paying attention. I mean, things have changed a lot for us. I mean, they were our first real games on ECN that we televised, and now here we are over 5,000 later. It's absolutely insane.
Crazy.
It was meant to be 3 days a year, and now we're going 49 weeks a year of of cricket. So it's absolutely insane. Get your thoughts after this ball from VJ, who's bowling to Webb on 42, and he gets it wrong. Well, in more ways than one, that's going to be a no ball. It's going to be 4 byes. Well, Murray will probably want to take that one to a higher court because he doesn't want to be felt criminally responsible for the 4 byes there. He hurls the helmet away. Now, Murray doesn't like keeping in the helmet. It is in our regulations now. It's a pretty good helmet throw, though, as far as they go. And Murray is then look at this. And then Murray has then thrown the ball into the stump, something that he probably should have done yesterday when they kept stealing a run to him when he was keeping back on the circle. But anyway, funny side of that. Yeah, so you've been part of this story in a way from the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been amazing to watch the growth of it. From, what was it, 8 teams or whatever?
8 teams back in 2019. Now we've got 35.
Yeah, fantastic to see it.
Not just the growth in quantity, but also in quality. Some of these teams having a lot of belief. Well, this is going to be runs. In fact, it's going to be 4 more byes. Well, Murray's going to blow a gasket here because that's hit the stumps and it is a free hit. And that means that he's now gone for 8 byes that I think are pretty unavoidable. It's a chaos version of cricket, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. You only have to look at some of the hitting as well from Prague earlier in our game. It's unbelievable stuff to see how it's grown and to see the chaos he still gets at some stages like this.
Murray's a character. He's a guy who he's been around the game a long time. He's been with that club for a long time, and I don't think he's ever really had 8 byes in 2 balls quite like that. Anyway, Webb eventually will have to hit one, you'd imagine. It's on 42, and now he does hit one into the sky though, and this looks like it's going the journey, and it has Maximo. That one's put high into the sky, into the night, and out of sight. 6 runs.
Little pitching wedge, I think, there onto the green. It's a lovely little shot.
It's a very, very good cricket shot in the end. Again, it's just a pretty remarkable shot because it's kind of fighting the wind a bit, but I love watching the white ball fly through the black sky. I was actually asking John before the toss as he squeezes this one away. But if he runs hard, he might think about the 50. I think he's smart to turn it down. And they'll just get a single. It moves to 49. So yes, we've got questions coming in, and one of them is just kind of what's your reaction to T10 cricket? I was asking John Webb earlier on, by the way, how they play much under lights. You do play a bit under lights, but it's just a bit different, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this little bits and bobs, but honestly, this is a completely different experience. It's a wonderful chaos, I think.
All right, here's the last ball of the over. And it's hit pretty hard. That one is certainly out of here. Lloyd gets in on the action. Well, he hits the Rhino. We know Rhino will be here on the weekend. Andrew Ryan to join the commentary team right now. He cops one right in the hide. That'll be the end of the 5th over. And the score is 81 without loss. A nice finish to the over. Well, let's welcome you into the commentary box. Got Vinny Sandhu here, Mr. Maximo as always. I've got Tom Weston here from Wimbledon CC. Welcome to the Cardham Rover. I will shake your hands because yes, I've given you the electronic hand warmers.
How good is that?
These are amazing. Anyway, I'm possibly going to get a sponsorship deal,
much.
so I won't mention the brand name just yet. But Tom, thanks for your support of European cricket. We're so excited to have you. But I've got to say, the guys, they must have had a bit of a reality check earlier going down to Prague CC.
Oh, definitely. I think it's one of those things where you can't really prepare for that kind of situation until it's right up in front of you. And there was some seriously clean hitting from Prague.
Yeah.
And really, I think the boys have learned a lot from that experience.
I know you've seen a lot of it, right? And
exactly.
so you have to expect the unexpected. But I think the guys can bounce back.
Yes, 100%. I think they've got to see a little bit of that to understand what maybe they need to tweak going forwards. And having a game like this tonight, knowing that going in tomorrow they can tweak a few things.
And obviously your club's a bit bigger than just the first 11. So how's the whole kind of wider club and the community felt about this experience?
Well, we've got a really good junior setup, and they've been following at large on YouTube.
Hello, all the Wimbledon
everyone.
juniors. Hello. Well, we'd love to have you here. And who knows, if you get high enough in the competition, maybe you can get one of those automatic qualifier spots back. We still don't know whether it's definitely if you win it, you get to come back. If you're lucky, depending on the format and how many teams. I mean, Hornchurch got the lucky ticket because they finished second last year. So that's why we've got this English derby. So I often wonder what people in England must think of this, to have 2 English teams going head to head. But certainly after seeing a lot of ECL cricket, you must understand that this is a kind of format that translates a lot to Europeans as well. The 45 minutes per innings, it's very similar to football, and it's very digestible. They love it.
It really is. It really is. It's a wonderful package. I've watched a lot over the time, and it's been brilliant in terms of those short, sharp packages.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, really good watch.
It is hard to go back to longer forms of the game. Once
T20.
once-
That's a
yeah.
snooze fest, isn't it?
It is funny. I'll come back to it in a second as we got a Womble making an appearance there as this is up in the air, and this will be 4, so Webb will bring up his 50, brings it up off 20 balls, and obviously Jonathan Webb, he is the captain, the opening bat, a lot of responsibility right now. He's put together a nice little innings, but I think he wants more.
Oh yeah. I think Webber can really keep going here. It's a fantastic start, and he's more than capable to turn up, I think.
Whitlock, the offie. Pretty good length there, had him in 2 minds. Not pushing, they'll get 1. Question coming in from Ian, and yeah, he's asking about a couple of the Wimbledon players. Of course, Premier League Cricket Show podcast covered something earlier, but right now this is a hanging full toss, and it's down to here. Maximo asking for trouble and getting it. Time to round the bases, 6 runs. Yeah, so his question was about a couple of your players, Nick Welsh and Jack Boyle.
Yeah.
Do you think that they will be available for finals week if you qualify?
We've been talking about it. I think Nick, we'd have to get in. He's gone off to Zimbabwe. He's been following his dream to go and play for Zimbabwe. So,
yeah.
But we have spoken about it. I think availability is always kind of an issue with these things. So.
Whitlock with a comeback ball, and this is nicely picked up as well. So that was just a kind of good length ball, and these openers clicking now. This is one thing that you haven't had it all your own way so far. Certainly not today. But this is a very promising opening stand.
Oh yeah, I think they stepped up. So Nick was our actually opening bat during all of the English tournament. Cracking player.
Does Whitlock go to here? Yeah, good footwork there. Pumps it down the ground, but finds the fielder. Interesting, we haven't seen Malik bowling, and Gordon out with just a precautionary out with a slight injury. So yeah, I always wonder with these games, because we seem certain 99.9% that you'll meet tomorrow in the 1 versus 2. So a bit of the cards close to the chest maybe from both teams. But Whitlock trying to avoid this one going magical. Of course you know what a magical over is, don't you? 20 plus. Tom says, yeah, of course I know. All right. Last ball of the over. This gets the gap. Not that it would have mattered because that has travelled as well. I think that's gone all the way. But might have just pitched inside. In fact, 4 runs in the end that are scored. It brings up the 100 and the 100 stand. I remember when a 100 opening partnership used to take hours. Right now it happens in 6 overs. There you go. Confirmation. 1 bounce 4, and it's 103 without loss after 6. Okay, so how does it feel to be in the commentary box? So Tom,
this is fantastic.
obviously you've watched a lot. I always love it when people get the opportunity to come up here, and sometimes some of our super fans, when they get the opportunity to come to the Carlton, always make sure to get them up here. But yeah, it's quite incredible from humble beginnings. And
oh yeah,
as you probably know, the origins of the European Cricket Network come out of German Cricket TV, which was a fairly rudimentary operation. So I think sometimes we pinch ourselves when we think of how far we've come. Here's Hankins back for a second over. Too short, and this is up in the air, and it's up the stairs. Well, Cerveza time for that grizzly ball. Maximo. Wimbledon building a big score here in match 10.
It's brilliant to see the whole operation though. It's fantastic. Being up here, absolute dream come true. But to see you guys and to have a chat with you guys and to meet Daniel as well, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Daniel Weston, of course, who I believe has a birthday coming up. We're into March now. The Western Shield's going to be pretty exciting. And that's the other thing. They have picked the British and Irish Knights squad, but just looking at all the players out there, say if someone wants to pick up an injury or something like that, I mean, that'd be another feather in your cap that potentially some of these players could be playing for. This is a little bit short again, and once again, it's hit out of the ground. Maximo Lloyd playing catch-up. He's on the verge of a 50 as well. This game was a 50-50 at the beginning, but now, obviously you can see by the percentages, we've been pretty heavy favourites. Hey, so Tom, tell us then, what does the season ahead look like for Wimbledon? What kind of cricket are you playing? How many teams have you got? What kind of formats are you playing?
Yeah, so I mean, we've got 5 senior sides.
That's a pretty good shot as well. Hankins gets a bit too straight. It's raining Maximos now. 50 for Lloyd. He brings it up in 18 balls and another 6 to the total.
Really well batted, Timmy Lloyd. But yeah, no, we've got a great senior setup. We've also got a really strong women's team coming through.
That's good to hear.
Really building strong. We were talking about trying to get them here at some stage.
That'd be great. I mean, it's one thing we would like to have in our longer term plans as a women's ECL as well. That's a good shot again, Hankins. Well, he's going the journey here with these offies. That one's over the tents. Maximo and Lloyd, well now he's caught Webb and he wants more. Still 2 to go in the over. This has gone 6, 6, 6, 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 Maximos. Could be on for the perfect over here. And if it is, Tom might settle into the commentary box for the rest of the tournament because he might be Wimbledon's lucky charm. 127 without loss. Hankins, is he going to go back to medium? He is not. Oh, well, this is going to be a better result. Probably was a worse ball, though, from Hankins. Isn't that funny, though? Good balls can go for 6. Bad balls can get wickets. This is a total chaos
Vinny,
form of the game.
I'm a bowler that doesn't take any wickets. What do you think I tell myself the whole time?
Yeah, that's it. Bowler's always hard done by. How do you think you'd go with the edges going for the vortex here? Last ball of the 7th, and now this is an opportunity. VJ doesn't drop too many catches, and it will be the first wicket as Webb will go. Kind of went cold at the other end for a while as Lloyd caught up with him, but now Webb has to go for 58, and Hankins has something to cheer about, but the damage was done at the end of 7 overs. The score is 128 for 1. So, I'm just reacting here. So some people saying, Hornchurch, how are they taking this or that? But to be honest, we saw them actually go the journey under lights. There's precedent for this. I mean, you probably remember Drew last year whacked him 189 without loss. So at least they've taken a wicket. It hasn't always been the case under lights. But I really like that innings from John Webb. 6 Maximos, 4 fours in his 58 of 23 balls. Good catch by VJ to get rid of him. And it's 128 for 1. Well, tell me, give us your analysis, because obviously you know the players a lot better than we do.
Yeah.
What's your take after 3 and a bit games in this ECL adventure?
Well, see, you're never quite sure which guys are going to come off. When you're coming into a tournament, you've never played the format, you've never played on an artificial wicket and see how it's skipping through, you've never played under lights in this kind of context.
Yeah.
You're never quite sure who's going to come off, but it really seems that the guys at the top of the order, the clean hitters, are the ones that are really doing well. Yeah.
Got to get them in form, and I think they are in form. They're looking good. They picked it up rather quickly. Anyway, this is up in the air, and it could be 2, but it might not be, because that is going to carry as well. Maximo! Lloyd wants more, and I'll just say it. I'll put it out there. I'm going to mention the C word. We haven't had a century in week 1 of this ECL. We did have 21 centuries in Barcelona, which is quite a lot, considering we had 14 in the whole year in 2022. Anyway, he's going to go again, and he's going to get it. Well, I thought it was the classic jinx, but Lloyd moves into the 70s with another 6 runs. So, okay, I've got some more questions. Now, I've got another question from a mystery caller asking, why did you buy the Pack-Eye Care shirt today in the fan zone? So it's an anonymous fan. Yeah, talk us through that after this ball from VJ, which is going to disappear. Well, that's proper Schlog Schweppers, and that's a roof job. Maximo, 78 now for Lloyd.
Wow, that's a proper cricket shot, that. The Pack-Eye Care shirt.
You got a Pack-Eye Care shirt?
Yeah, I did. So, I mean, I think it was the 2021 tournament, my house, the 4 of us in the house, we all watched the tournament. We all got so into it that we were each supported the team.
Yeah.
So,
and Pack-Eye Care knocked off the English in the final, Tunbridge Wells.
Exactly. Real fighters.
Very
real
patriotic of you. Anyway. Uh-oh. Oh, it's caught a wide. Well, actually, I wonder if they might change this. In fact, he will change. He was quick to... That's where Murray wants the wide call there, so at least he can put up his hand and say, hey, there was nothing on it. But you can see it's a clear deflection. And to be fair, Joe Foster, he realises soon after that there was an edge on it, so that won't be a wide. It'll be a top ball. But Murray, well, he's having a bit of a rough night. Anyway, it's going to hurt because the next one's out of the ground. Lloyd was dropped on 78. He's dropped again in the crowd. Maximo, and now he's into the 80s. And Rico Full, you ain't getting the microphone back because Lloyd is flying with Tom here on the mic. 84, 16 away from a ton.
Timmy's such a good player. He's been on Surrey's books before, and he's looking really strong tonight.
Oh, probably was just a wide. Got a little bit of the blue paint. VJ's finding it hard He moves into the naughty 40s. That's a wide call that Joe actually called so early that he called it 2 balls ago, but that time it'll stick. Wow, what a knock. Well bowled though, it's full and played away for 1. They're going to come for 2 on the slight fumble. And that's Teddy Coney, normally one of the better fielders, but he does allow the 2, but it means that Lloyd loses the strike. He's got trust in Whipple, and why not? It's 155, 1 after 8. Okay, so you were following Packard Care
Yes.
in the 2021
Yes.
series, and look, they're a team, you can support them again, because they'll be here, I believe, in Group F.
Well, let's see. If we qualify, there's only one team I'm supporting here, Vinny.
Yeah, well, that's true, but you know, you can go through the other groups. You can have
Very
your
true,
favourites.
very
You're not in
true.
direct
We
conflict
always
just
do,
yet.
we always do.
Not just yet. I also often say to people in countries, if they haven't had their team qualify, they need to go for their team's club. And I'll tell you why. As we have a look at the centuries, we've had 23 of them this year. Whipple, he's not playing for the 1, he's playing for more, and he puts this straight over the umpire's hat. And a boundary to start the over. It's horns, baby, Maximo. And Whipple, he's the guy who's impressed me with the bat and the ball.
Yes, yeah, really good prospect. He's taken to this format really well. He hasn't quite mastered the reverse sweep yet. I don't know if you saw it earlier.
Yeah, I did. They look easy on TV, don't they? The reverse sweeps. Whitlock back for a second. And this is slightly mishit, and so well mishit. In fact, it won't be a chance. Yeah, so the reason I say you should go for your country's team, even if it's your arch rivals, depends how petty you are, because if your team does well enough and if they win it, then there's 2 spots next year, not just the 1, right, for your country. Anyway, it could be the end of the road for Lloyd. It's a steepler, and it's been taken. And VJ is not the man you want to see under the high ball if you are the batter at the crease. And Murray, well, he ditches the helmet. I think that helmet's going to need a helmet itself to protect it. The helmet might need the concussion test, but Lloyd, he ends up on the Maxwell Smart 86. But what a knock. One of the innings of the tournament so far. But as he walks back, it's 162 for 2. And now you know, Tom, why you can't say the C word on the air. Because as soon as I mentioned it,
Got that list up.
his odds went out. And Murray, he's proper cranky, and I like that. Look at him. He's got kids, so they would know that face of Paul Murray. But hey, what about Lloyd? 12 sixes, only 1 single 4. That's some serious ball striking, going at about 320. But he has to walk back at 162 for 2. Oh, well, that was a really good display. It's a taste of what's to come as well, I think. Whitlock gets the wicket. Here's Hamish Merriman coming out at 4. And he's not going to waste any time, although this could be one of the all-time great catches as well. And it's taken, so 2 in 2. Well, Hamish, critical injury of pad rash as he walks out, and he has to run back just as quick. Way to keep warm. But suddenly, how quick the game can change. Whitlock's on a hat-trick, and it's 162 for 3. Oh, well, that's a pretty good catch. I mean, I think it's really important as well to play under lights. I think it's a bit of an advantage to at least have a night game under your belt. In fact, all 4 teams that will take part in the finals tomorrow have at least played a night game. It is a little bit different, especially catching under lights. We saw Hornchurch struggling a little bit in last year's tournament. Anyway, Hamish, at least he worked on the cardio, walks out, walks back, and he'll have to go. It's 162 for 3. Well caught by Hankins in the deep. Hat-trick ball here. And it is no hat-trick, as this guy, I was curious about his relationship, Brandon Tatum, to a shake and bake. I did my rudimentary Spanish in some of your profiles.
The shake and bake, yeah.
Talk me through the shake and bake. Last ball, the 9th. Goes for it. Does he get it? Maybe not quite. And it's dropped. Well, ghosts of seasons past there, because Harry Hankins hasn't looked like dropping one in this series, but he drops one under lights here. End of the over. The score, 164 for 3. Okay, talk to me.
The shake and bake, well, everyone's got to have a Spanish phrase, right?
Yeah.
That's your kind of thing, like, dos cervezas, por favor.
Yeah.
That one.
That one.
Brandon loves a shake and bake. I think we asked him earlier what it actually meant, because obviously you brought it up earlier. And
it's from a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shake and bake.
I think it's actually quite a good description of his batting as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you shake him up, and we have done because we haven't given him much of a bat in the tournament. And then he's come out, coming out swinging.
Yeah. Well, I like it. Whitlock ends up 2 for 31. That's very Whitlock. That's typically what happens when he gets his allotment at 2. Goes for a few, but also picks up a couple of wickets. It's last overtime after George is going to come back for the 10th. I've got a couple more questions. Last chance, really, to have a chat with Tom Weston from Wimbledon CC. Oh, high-ish. He might be caught. It might be 6. In fact, it is 6. But I think this might be one of those ones. Now, we are a bit stricter on these for safety reasons, so anything that's waist or above will be called no ball. I think Whipple, he's pretty tall, though. He's got high pants. But, yeah, for me, that looks like it's hitting him in the belt. I just know how they umpire these. I feel like that'll probably get called. But we'll wait and see. Tommy High Trousers. Oh, I haven't called that. Well, probably grew 2 centimetres too much then. Not that you need the runs at the moment. 170 for 3. Means it won't be a free hit. It's game on. Now this is in the air, and I think that's going to go as well. Maximo! But George bangs it in. I suppose this is the difference with this tactic of banging it in compared to guys that are a bit more used to the pace and a bit more used to playing those horizontal bat shots. Some of the continental teams have struggled a bit. Some exceptions, Lala being one of them from Czechia. But yeah, that was a cracking pull shot.
Yeah, I think these guys, so used to the short ball that it's a tee-off shot.
Pitches up a bit, and this is driven in the air. Another steepling catch. This time it's taken. It is Coney who takes that one rolling to his left. So Whipple, nice little cameo from him. He goes for 20, and it's 176 for 4. So, yeah, I suppose my question to you is, how do you think you'll go tomorrow? Tell us a player maybe that we haven't seen the best of just yet through the group stage.
Ooh, that's a great question. I think Joe Baldwin's my man.
Okay.
You saw a bit of him with the ball.
Yep.
But he's a man that just with his quite snappy, quite skiddy action. Yeah. He could actually take a few.
Probably suited to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we've seen bowlers that are like that. You kind of call them hybrids sometimes because their spinners are not really trying to bowl a lot of spin. This is one guy that I think will bowl some spin in a little bit. Charlie Whipple goes for 20, 176 for 4. One thing I will tell you as well, and you know this very, very well, that the highest chase here, 183, was set the last time we were here for a men's tournament. That was in the ECC finals day of Championship Week back in October. So it's not a done deal yet here in match 10.
No.
James Weir gets a bat. He gets a little bit of bat on it. Squirts away for 1. All right, almost finishing our time here, but tell us a little bit about Spain. Have you been to Spain before?
Yeah.
Have you got a chance to see the sights?
So Wimbledon, as a club, we've actually visited this very ground a couple of times before. Yeah, got a taste of the action, which is lovely. But yes, it's lovely to be around this part of the world, get sunshine in February.
It's called the Costa del Sol for a reason. It's another bit of a nasty one. Foul ball onto the leg. Foul result, really, for Tatum. Well, might need to be the rub, shake and bake after that, because that's missed the thigh pad, I think. Oof. Felt that one up here. I'm loving the kits as well. You must love the kit. You happy with it?
So good, yeah. I think the boys are buzzing about it. It's got a little hidden windmill in it. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
Yeah. I've seen the motif. I like it. Some people said it might have been Webb that designed it because it's a bit webby. Anyway, this is a standard deliver job, and he'll swing them into the 180s. 183. So actually, if 184 is chased, it will be a new record for highest chase. But Hornchurch, they're put to the sword. And the Wombles are smiling after that 10 overs. 183 for 4. And Tom, you've got to be happy with that.
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, a really, really good batting performance. And now they've just got to follow it up in the field.
Yeah, well, Tom, I want to say big thank you so much for joining us. I want to wish you all the best for the rest of your ECL experience. Whether it lasts a day or a month, you don't know right now. Thanks for your support of ECN as well. It's been really, really nice to speak to you, and I look forward to finding out even more about what you're made of tomorrow on finals day.
Thank you, Vinny, and happy birthday show.
Yeah, happy birthday then. Tom Weston there of Wimbledon CC. Well, it's smiles for Wimbledon after earlier on they went for a plenty, didn't they, in that last phase of the game versus Prague CC. Well, the English derby would descend on the Carter Oval for the first time. Well, Murray, the sunglasses upside down, he was probably wishing that he could put the blindfold on because he won't want to look back at this 10 overs. And really, Hornchurch, I suppose it's hard to say exactly where it went wrong, except that they had different personnel issues. They made some different choices. But I think when it's all said and done, you still got to bat well. And the openers certainly did. Jonathan Webb won the race to the half century. A 7-over opening partnership worth 128 set this up. And you could really see that Wimbledon are confident, especially with the bat in the format. Batting first today in both their matches. You see the 50 came up. They wanted more. They were going to get more too. And then Lloyd, well, he took over, didn't he? He absolutely just went bananas. He only hit 1-4 in his 86 off 27 balls. And yeah, you can see the windmill design there in the Wimbledon kit. All the kits are fantastic and unique to the European Cricket League. Finally, there was a wicket and VJ was able to hold on to that one. He would catch well. In fact, he catched both openers in this contest. And yeah, Whitlock got his 2 overs. And yeah, typically you see him picking up a couple of wickets. He's almost an offer that's too good to refuse, isn't he? As Lloyd got oh so close to the century, but had to go with it in sight for 86. And then, would you believe it, Merriman, he said, well, they're making it look easy. Unfortunately, it wasn't his night with the bat as he top edge, and Hankins would pouch him first ball. And then they weren't quite done yet. Hornchurch fighting back with Ted Coney taking a good catch to get Whipple, but not before he'd whacked 3 out of the park. And Wimbledon CC strike the biggest score of the group so far, 183. Well, the Wombles, they have arrived, and they've arrived in style, haven't they? In match 10, really turning up. And in fact, that is the biggest score of this ECL so far. And it was that opening partnership that set things up. Webb was the first to go for 58 off 23, but 86 off 27. An innings to remember for Tim Lloyd. Gets the UK rivals, apart from that Whipple with a little cameo, 20, including 3 Maximos. Tatum finished it off with 1 large one. 11 extras in there, including a weird kind of 8 buys that Murray will want expunged from the record, including 4 that went off the stumps. Mark Whitlock, 2 for 31, takes the figures, but no one really had a good night at the office. Les Edwards showed a bit of fire early. I liked him with the new ball, but no Cord in the lineup tonight. Arthur George was 1 for 37. George Hankins did take a wicket as well. Identical figures, but they were expensive in that 10. Well, Hornchurch, they might as well have a crack at this. They'll remember that Drew knocked 189 off them under lights, so if they could do something similar, maybe they could pull off a record chase. We'll find out pretty shortly. Big thanks to Tom Weston again from Wimbledon CC for his commentary with me in that innings. But for now, it's Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo. Rico Full will rejoin me in the second innings after this short break. It'll be 184 for Hornchurch to rewrite the record books and storm into finals day here in the European Cricket League.
The European Cricket League is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, La Junta de Andalucía, Paramatch and Norcane. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Welcome back. It's lights on here at the Cartmore Oval, and we've got our first ever English derby. Wimbledon, the 2023 champions of England, taking on the 2022 champions, Hornchurch. Right now, 183. Well, that's large. It's the biggest total we've seen in this ECL so far, although it is the early stages. I think eventually we'll see that go down. Right now, Hornchurch, 128 or less would mean they'd walk away with no points. It's all kind of academic here, though, because these two teams, we're certain now that they'll be in the top two positions come tomorrow. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo for ECN. Joining me once again back in the box is Rico Four. And Rico, what a power hitting display that was by Wimbledon, particularly the openers. Very, very destructive.
Thank you, Vinny. What a display it was. Well, I was enjoying myself just sitting and watching and admiring while you were chatting to Tom West. And Tom, lovely to have him up here as well and telling us a little bit more about Wimbledon. I think he was glad to be here because watching his side, he had the best seat in the house as well. But it was a great performance.
Yeah, lovely guy, Tom. Loves his cricket. And Wimbledon, they're loving life right now. Benning to open up. He's going to start by getting whacked away. And let me tell you something, this Hornchurch order, if they get going, there'll be no better warm-up than finals day than a large chase. In fact, it's a chase that's bigger than any chase that we've ever seen completed on the European Cricket Network.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying that George Hankins is a guy that can click for them. If he can get going, then maybe he can spark something for Hornchurch. I mean, the batting hasn't been at their best. Let's not forget that. They certainly could do with a good finish here, and that's a great start. Well, I suppose there's no pressure, and we've said this before, when it's a high score, batters have a different approach. They have this like, might as well go for it, rather than if it's to score around about the 135 or something, it's starting to think different. When you got so many you got to get, when you need to be going 18 and over straight away, sometimes that works in your favour.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, you've got no real cloak and dagger tactics with the bat. I mean, with the bowling, they used a couple of different options. Didn't want to show a couple, I think. Yeah, this would be the highest chase ever. 184 is the target. That 183 was an incredible game. Netherlands 11 knocking out Spain in third place in the Euros last year. That was on the 20th of October. Could we go one better tonight? Benning gets his very wrong. Well taken by Weir down the leg side.
Yeah, Benning, I mean, he's sticking with this shorter one at the moment, but we do know he has a pretty useful Yorker, but he doesn't like to show it straight away. He'll hold on to it till later on at the end of this over, I reckon, but he's a good player. I was quite surprised they didn't use him in the last over in that defeat to Prague CC. So
Yeah.
he's got a point to prove, has Benning.
Hindsight's 2020. Goes short, and he's ready for it. And that was violent in Cockney corner. Hopefully it's all right, but the result's going to be 6 runs.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty close to some of the youngsters who were watching by the fence. Well, they moved out of the way pretty quickly. They had to, because this could have been dangerous.
Luckily, it was an empty chair. That if they had 3 more supporters here, then maybe that could have been ugly. As it is, it's looking pretty ugly first half of the over. 17 have come off it. Now it's pretty close, and he's gone. Hankins doesn't like the call. It's full, and it traps him in front. Hankins goes for 16 at 17 for 1.
Well, that's the Yorker I was talking about. I knew he has it, and he uses it. He goes to it, and it's ear swinging, but I don't think it's moving that much to miss the sticks. That's what the umpire, Charon Peters, is thinking. Look, he comes forward, so you make your own mind up. He does come forward, so it's got a bit of a distance to go the ball. He doesn't like it, but the umpire believes it's going to go on and hit.
Well, end of the day, it's one that he needed to hit. I mean, it's leg side-ish, but I'm not convinced it's missing either. You know, I'm not convinced it's missing. I know he's going forward. It hits him in line. I know he gets in a little bit of a step, but Benning bites back, and Hankins has to go.
Yeah, we just knew he would have to go for the Yorker. And yeah, look, I think for me, you got to go say this is umpire's call. Umpire's in the best position in the house, standing wicket to wicket. If he thinks he's hitting, he's giving it.
I always just do a simple experiment. I visualise that with no batter in the way, and I try and track the ball. I think it might have been taken a piece.
2 and 2.
Well, that's out. That's out. Yeah. No, that one goes away, VJ.
All right, this time he gets away with it. This is pretty full as well. I think Jennings this time has a little knock to the umpire, says, I think you're right this time.
Actually, that one, to be fair, you can see 3 stumps. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I got a bit carried away, but Tyrone Peters keeps his cool. And I think you can justify both those decisions, even though the one before called a 50-50. VJ survives. He's a very good player, VJ, though. He's done it in bursts here. Saw him play one good knock yesterday. Likes to charge, but I don't know if that's the play against someone like Benning, who's trying to get the most out of this pitch. Interestingly, he's pitched up a couple of times and had relative success. Last ball of the first over. Slightly slow ball, classical shot. Oh, that is so good from VJ. He's off the mark, and the first does go magical. It's 22 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, that one had it all, didn't it? Had some sensational hits the first 3 balls, and then the big fast bowler comes back with the Yorker that we know Matthew Benning has, and he gets the wicket of the dangerous George Hankins, who went for 16, 2 sixes and a 4 on his way to that. And then, well, a couple that went wayward. And then Jalpash finishes with a boundary of his own. So it's going to be one of those matches, isn't it? It's going to be one of those matches. 21 matches since the Golden Ball.
That's right. Now, some of our astute super fans have mentioned that last time we had some company in the Dream Box up here. That was when we had that 183 chase. We had Dave B and Julian and Sarah and a few others up here in the box. And that was history. Well, maybe Tom has... will be a part of history himself. Murray gets to face. Tell you what, all will be forgiven if he can get a few runs away. He'll have positive memories of this game. Right now, watches the first ball go past. I think this is going to be called something, but I think the bowler, Speller, blocks the umpire's view, so that's why he's asking for some help. Does this bounce on the pitch or not? It's an interesting one. It does look like it bounced on the pitch, but it depends whether they think that's the edge of the pitch or not. Yeah, I think if in doubt, you call it a wide.
Yeah, I think it gets a little bit, so it's called a wide. Speller, they used him in the last game. I thought he bowled just a little bit short at times. Let's see how he goes here.
Well, this is miles in the air. Weir wants it. He has to run a long way, and he can't quite get there. Well, needed the afterburners, but I like that he puts his name on it, but there were 2 fielders that could have reached it. Whether they would have caught it was another thing, because it was a mile high. I often say the keeper should call for anything he can reach, but I normally add the word comfortably to that, and it was an uncomfortable chase. In the end, Murray gets lucky.
He's never going to get to this for me. Never. I mean, I'm glad he I like the enthusiasm, but he had two fielders there that were better placed.
I think they were pretty relieved he called him off it. Anyway, next one's hooked away. That's over Cockney corner. That's large. Maximo. Great shot by VJ, who conquers the short ball.
Yeah, well, I did say Speller does like to bang it in a little bit short. There's the short one, and there's a response from Jalpesh VJ. So JP looking the business here. We have seen some good batting from him. He's always started like this, hasn't he? And I think in the last match when they were batting, I said, yeah, I've heard a lot about this guy. I actually want to see some of it. He played some lovely shots, and I thought, here we go. And then he got himself out. So this time, maybe he's there to stay a little bit longer.
This game is not over. Speller with the comeback ball. Pitched up and he gets nailed. Good shot, good option, and 6 more. 6 carreras más.
Yeah, lovely hitting. And this is exactly what he showed us last time. JP, he hooked well, pulled, cut, he drove, but he never stayed there long enough to get a big score.
Just an organised player. I know that Jayesh Mahane is saying hello, and he's supporting JP, his former Wembley teammates. And so hello to you, Jayesh, and hello to everyone. No matter who you're supporting here, if you're a Wimbledon supporter or a Hornchurch supporter, if you're a neutral, if you're just an ECN supporter, it's great to have your company. Cricket Under Lights on a Friday night. Live from the Costa del Sol, VJ 16 off 5. Is going to get more here. And again, it's a nice, free, easy swing of the bat. 6 more. And Hornchurch, well, that'll be a magical start now. They're 42 with the ball to go in the second over.
Well, they couldn't make up their mind, the spectators there from Hornchurch, whether it's 4 or 6. Well, I can tell you, turn it the other way. It's 6. Put the 6s up. 6 runs, beautifully timed. And, yeah, liking this. And what a better way to start your weekend than tuning in to the European Cricket Network and watching this. 2 big giants going head-to-head from England.
Pitches up. They'll get one here. It's probably not a bad one because VJ's controlling the game at the moment. It's 43 for 1 after 2. Well, that was a better result that over, but only just. 21 came off it after 22 came in the first.
Well, they're etching away. The rate is coming down. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent power play. They're only 2 behind of where Wimbledon were at the end of 3 overs. This is what they're playing for.
Yeah, so let me give you the skinny. So Wimbledon now cannot drop below Prague CC even mathematically. So the question is who will finish top? Now, does that matter? Probably not, because it would matter if, say, there was an abandoned match due to rain or something like that. Luckily, we don't have any of that in the forecast. But basically, whoever wins this will finish first, and whoever doesn't win this game will finish second. Okay, time for Richie Lamb to have a go. Is he the answer?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised against Richie. I think I would have gone for a bit of spin here, you know. I mean, maybe you go for one of the twins, or you could have gone for Charlie Whipple. I think you just want to take, I know you're still in the power play, but maybe take the pace off.
All right, here's over number 3. First one will be called a wide. Great entertainment, though. So one thing is, if Hornchurch were able to pull off a record chase here, they'll just feel super confident going into tomorrow, thinking, hey, we didn't even bowl Griffiths, we didn't bowl Adil Malik, Billy Gordon didn't play because we left him out of the side. It'll just give them immense confidence. Richie Lamb, though, is determined to make sure that doesn't happen. Takes a bit of a risk stepping across his stumps and turns down the run. And poor Weir, don't know what he's done to his teammates, but they've tried to knock his head off a couple of times today with the returns. Hello to Gary Wheeler, who's in the chat. Hello to Charlie Hunt as well. Oh, he said he heard Wembley, so his ears are burning. Of course, Charlie's studying broadcasting and business, and sometimes he studies at Wembley. All right, well, that's going to fly for 6 as well. I just feel like with VJ there, I'm not going to count him out. The 50 comes up in just 14 legal balls for Hornchurch.
They're ahead, Vinny. They are ahead, and VJ, it's almost like he decided, you know what, it's a high run chase. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to play my shots. And sometimes, I know when I'm with Charlie, we often talk about this. Sometimes you're better off having a big run chase for your good players to click, and that seems to be happening here with VJ.
Like I said, this 183, it's not even the most we've seen Hornchurch moved for under lights. All right, it's going to be a lucky one, and well stopped, really well stopped down there by Tim Lloyd.
That's really good. Bit of fielding from Tim Lloyd, the man who made 86 of 27 deliveries. A great knock from him.
And it gets VJ to the other end, and Murray's only faced the one ball. That was skied, and that's the one that Weir thought that he was Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
Even the wind might have helped him out. The wind, I think, died down for those 5 seconds, and it never came back.
yeah, but don't forget the wind there. It's actually probably taking it away from him the way it's been today. But anyway, it's not a bad delivery. It's a dot ball. Great bit of fielding.
Just spotted a name in the comment section. Azita Dinma Onwuzulike, who is wishing his Hornchurch teammates victory. Well, hello to you, and yeah, look forward to seeing you in the chat from time to time. Hello to Terry Wyatt as well. Lots of interaction here. And wouldn't expect anything less with the English derby. Murray couldn't quite catch up with that. Good length again from Lamb. So that's the beauty of that boundary stop. You've got Murray in there, who obviously hasn't had too much of the strike and hasn't been able to hand it back to VJ either.
Yeah, good over this. He's taking this right back to more or less where it started from. Unless this ends up being a boundary, I reckon he'll try and squeeze another one here. I think Murray's got to be swinging here. He's got to have a swing at this.
Oh, well, even this kind of doesn't work out for him. I reckon he might have tripped over 3 black cats and walked under a ladder today, because Murray got a beamer up to the stumps and went for 4 byes. Then the free hit the stumps and went for 4 byes. And he thought that's pretty unfair. Now he basically spoils a wide. He gets the end of the bat and it keeps a strike that he probably doesn't want either. But right now the score is 52 for 1, and much better over for Wimbledon. Only 9 conceded.
Yeah, I mean, just have a look at how many magical overs. First of all, they are ahead because of those 2 magical overs to start with. And you can see that Wimbledon, they didn't start hitting magical until he got to the 5th. But then after that, they didn't stop really, did they? It was only that one really good over that from Mark Whitlock, of all people, the 9th. But so you can see right now, Hornchurch, they are ahead. And if they can keep on going, and if VJ can stay there and stay on strike, who knows? But Whitlock, I think he's got to try and get either to the other end or start blazing a few himself.
Yeah, Murray, who's facing up now. So Charlie Hunt said he was actually at Wembley this morning in a lecture, and he definitely wasn't watching the cricket. I definitely believe you, Charlie.
Look, the UFOs are in. The aliens are now even tuning into the European Cricket Network.
Makes sense. Down the
Not a
leg
good
side.
delivery.
The only thing that would have finished Murray's night is to get a little glove on that. And then I think we might have seen the dugout clear out. Everyone might have had to go walk for a bit of air, because if he gloved this down the leg side, it would have been brutal. This is Ollie Pike, who's into the side tonight. A swing and a miss. So Murray's one of those players, seems to step up in the big games. We saw him be the player of the match in the Group A final last year.
Yeah.
And he's very capable with the bat, but he's batted kind of at all corners of the order.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
We are not alone, Rico. We are not alone.
Everybody's tuning in. Of course they are. How could you not? 2 teams, top teams from England, going head to head. The aliens, the unidentified objects, are also hovering around the Khartoum skies.
Misses again. They can't get a run. Good change of pace there from Pike. Well, I think he might be
retiring himself.
Is he retiring out?
He's not leaving it to anybody else. He's here. I'm out of here. He says, I'm out of here.
There's one of 2 things happening. He's either changing his gloves, but that's the strut of a man that's had enough for the night. And really, you can't blame him. He feels like it's just not happening for me. In a way, it's very unselfish, because I bet he'd love to gain a bit more confidence with the bat. So Pike, if you could award a wicket to a bowler, you probably will, because it's the last straw. And Murray is going to be retired out. He pulls the pin on himself for 2 off 7. Hornchurch, they'll be 53 for 2. Now, well, I won't get too close to Paul Murray with the camera right now. If I was down there,
Why did I see a bail flying there? What did we miss while he walked off? Did something happen? Did they throw the stumps down or something? I think they did, because I saw a bail there.
probably didn't have to, because he had already gifted you the wicket. Wimbledon saying, well, that's weird. I don't really have that happen very often.
Well, I think it's a good choice. He's a team man, team player.
Yeah,
if he's
that's
not
true.
clicking, get out of the way. And he's probably thought, look, I'm not doing myself any favours here. So, okay, there we go. It's new batter comes out. Oh, well, this is a bit of a proper nutmeg, isn't it?
That went late. That went really late. We saw Pike roll his fingers on one the ball before to Murray, but it was so late and it went. And in fact, if he got inside of that, I would have been interested to see if Weir could have made that take, because that really started swinging. It's one the keeper, I think, is pretty happy. He's intercepted by the leg. This is Lesbourne Edwards coming out at number 4. Oh, another one bites back at him. So, yeah, Pike, what an inclusion. And this is also good info, because no one really understands these things, but is it something that, you know, Pike under lights is getting the ball to do something paranormal?
Yeah. Well, we know that the UFOs are above us, and now, well, maybe alien forces at work here, but that's some 2 great deliveries. He's getting this ball to move around. Look at that.
Just going back, actually, he hasn't retired out. He hit wicket. That's apparently what happened.
I was
Is
saying,
that what happened?
I was saying, well,
Yeah.
I did see Bales, so that's what I was saying.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't pick that up.
Unless he just thought, I'm getting myself
I was
out and
gonna
hitting
say,
his own wickets.
If
Probably that's what he did.
he was going to hit wicket on purpose, there'd be 3 stumps out of the ground because he was pretty annoyed.
Look, here we go. So watch this. There.
Oh, he hits his wickets over.
See? I knew I saw a Bale.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the reason that I didn't see it, because it wasn't in the execution of the shot.
He's happy about it.
It's
Look, thumbs
immediate
up.
after.
He says, thumbs up. It's all right, because
Yeah.
I can go and hit the Victorias now.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've never quite seen that. So actually he does gift a wicket to the bowler Pike. All right. So missed that at the time. How's that though? Have you ever been tempted to do that? Most people have thought about it, but they've never actually done it. And now Murray can tick that off the bucket list.
Thing is though, that's clearly what. If I'm doing it, I'm like you. If I'm doing it and I'm playing that back, I'm going to do it in style.
I would have.
They either
The
have
stumps would not have been in the circle anymore.
They're either going to have to find new stumps or new bales, one or the other. That's a nice looking shot. And oh, yeah, baby. Bring it on. This is what I'm talking about. A little bit. No, that's not the sexy cricket.
No.
Let's go back to the sexy cricket. What a stop.
That's Murray packing up his kit bag and getting on the bus. I don't think he's going to wait for
Show me
anyone
that
else.
again. Show me that stop again. That was unbelievable.
Well, we talked about the shake and bake earlier. And this one is aerial. How do you like that? I tell you what, he was trying not to smirk there, but he was so happy that the cameras were on that time. What a stop by Brandon. It'll be 1 to the total, and the score 56 for 2 after 4.
Well, it is Friday, and that was fan-dazzy-dozy, I'm telling you. What a great stop that was. It all happens in the night. And you know how quickly they got to 50? Well, they can't get out of it at the moment.
I got a question for you.
56 for 2.
This is you, because you're a bit more experienced than me. How many minutes before you'd try and talk to Murray? Would you?
No, straight away.
No?
Straight away.
Oh,
I thought
you're
it straight
brave.
away. No, you can see, he knows. He says, right, by the time he's walked up those steps and he sees the bar over there and it's open, he's happy.
I'd have the colour chart up, and it is various shades of red. And once it just kind of goes a bit more back towards the pink side, then you might be safe. Anyway, this one's hit back pretty firmly, and it's well covered again from Tatum, who fumbles, and it'll be a single.
Richie Lamb almost gets a hand to this. Just have a look at this. He's leaning backwards, but it's close to.
The old hit wicket. I wouldn't be giving the bowler my wicket. I'd say I'm going on my own terms.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lesbourne will get one. We had a bit of fun, didn't we? Hey, VJ, don't forget, he's just been left on the shelf, hasn't he?
He's finally
like an ornament.
Finally gets back on the
He's
right
saying,
end.
hey, I've watched my partner throw himself off the proverbial cliff. But remember me, I'm 32 off 12. Now, he's going to be facing Richie Lamb. Oh, good shot. Really good shot. Again, he's just choosing the right option every time. And maybe he's the yin to Murray's yang here in match 10, because VJ moves to 36 in style.
This is a delightful shot. It really is. I mean, it's a really good delivery. If you're the bowler here and you're bowling this and the ball still finds its way to the boundary, you're thinking, how? How can that be? But that's just quality batting.
I just had a thought. Imagine if Murray went to hit the stumps and he missed those two. Tomorrow's the new day, Muzz.
Ah, dear.
I know you'll be watching this back, or maybe you won't be. All right, in the air, VJ is going to be, oh, he's going to get 6. Oh, he put the foot down. I thought it might have just been inside. Good sportsmanship down there. It's the first time VJ's looked vulnerable, really, but he's going to get the minimo maximo, the shortest possible. That's 6 runs.
I think the foot only does catch the rope. Only just have a look here. He's trying to stop himself.
There,
Yeah.
came down on it. And so Lamb won't be too impressed. Now, this one's a hanging slow ball. That's going to go as well.
That's the height on this. I think this could be a no. I don't think this is tipping as much.
It's going to come down, but did it come down in time? And remember that VJ's only knee-high to a grasshopper as well. And, yeah, I just got a feeling. Oh, the phones are back. That's a throwback.
He's a long way out of his crease, but where's this? Nah, I think he's going to be all right. I think if you follow that ball down, if he's staying in his crease.
That's a real tough call. Probably is all right.
Yeah, it's okay because 6 is called because he's a long way out of his crease. The ball, it's a slow ball. It's on its way down. So, yeah, I'm happy with that call.
Yeah, probably right. That step saves the bowler. Anyway, good shot by VJ. Gets 6 more.
He's absolutely motoring along, isn't he?
Could be a third 50 in the game. And this will be just the one. It'll be a leg by, but it does mean that JP will retain this try on 48. It's 75 for 2 after 5. Let's welcome you into the commentary box for the last time during play tonight. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo with Rico Full. Now, Corey is off today, and he has been reasonably quiet for good reason as well. Hey, but one thing I love about ECN is in over 5,000 matches, we still see things for the first time. And I've got to admit, I've never quite seen a batter get out in that fashion.
A genuine hit wicket. Well, you know, when things aren't going your way, he's probably thinking, I know you're talking about it. I know you're thinking of calling me off. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. I'm getting myself out one way or another.
A bit surprised we didn't get a bit of a verbal from the stump mic on the way out as well. But anyway, hey, we love this kind of cricket. Tomorrow is going to be a huge one in 24 hours' time. We may know, even by now, who's going through from Group B. Or we'll be very close at least.
Yeah.
So stay with us. Huge, huge day coming up. I think with the crowd and everything, this could be one of the biggest days of the tournament. So it's going to be huge. And yeah, well, now we know that these two will play in the 1 versus 2, even though Hornchurch, with a miracle, they could still keep top spot by winning. That we can lock in that Prague CC will take on Hudinge in the 3 versus 4 eliminator. That's first up in the morning, 10 o'clock GMT, which is 11 o'clock in Central Europe, and 3:30 p.m. in India. Long day for the Hornchurch faithful. They've been here all the way since the second match and had the 2-match break today. What a day. I mean, talk about your ups and your downs. You kind of got to just roll with the punches emotionally because, you know, you can't get too excited at the good things. You can't get too down at the bad things as well. And don't forget Wimbledon, earlier in the day, they were kind of shell-shocked when Prague CC pulled off an unlikely victory against them.
Yeah, and look, can I just say though, while VJ's still there, the same sort of thing could happen. I know you're probably thinking, nah, come on. Yeah, they're needing over 21 per over from here on in, but stranger things can happen, and this guy is hitting the ball beautifully at the moment.
This is going to be up and over the top for 4. And VJ gets 50. Good innings and good signs. Like him at the top of the order. I just think he's a guy, came in championship week last week and kind of thrown in the deep end. He did kind of keep afloat and really provided a couple of good contributions, but he's looking really composed. I think pound for pound, he's the one in the best form of any of the Hornchurch batters. Brings up his 50 and 17 balls.
Well batted.
Now this is into the night. Well, that's a shot and a half, really. Ain't no net stopping that. Holes or otherwise. Maximo! What a shot. That has to be one of the biggest hits of the day.
This is an absolute beauty. A lot of batters have struggled to get the ball over for a 6 at that part of the ground, but this is just magnificent. Look at the footwork. He dances down. It's Friday night. He's at the dances. He dances down the pitch and he absolutely clobbers it. And Japas VJ, look at the business. Pata mino e chori prone kha gaya hai, kisne bana ke ditte hone inno. This is just amazing hitting.
Whipple. Yeah, spooks him a little bit. Be called a wide. I've got to say, I'm a little bit surprised we're seeing Whipple because he's that kind of mystery spin option. And I thought maybe a bit like Adil Malik, they might say,
Hide him?
hide him until tomorrow. But, you know, credit, saying a lot, see him at some point. This is chopped away at the moment. I think that Wimbledon are pretty happy to see VJ at the other end. Yeah, it's interesting. Even with the game situation, I don't know. But, I mean, also, put your cards, have the confidence. Yeah, this is what he's going to bowl. Just seeing him for an over or two probably isn't going to make a difference. He probably only bowls to 1 or 2 batters, maybe more if he goes well. Wrong end. And I love that one. Fun to try and pick these kind of spinners. Well, there's a bat plug there. Just watch this one on the replay.
Yeah, it's another one that, well, plugs
Be
in
careful.
the turf.
Actually, it's fine because it plugged post line. But the famous Cardsma Oval bat plug, I think there's more to come as well. Again, throw out that coaching manual, run on the pitch. Now goes in the air. Has he got enough on this? Not sure. Ew, he's gone. And, well, a little stagger back towards the line, but VJ is going to have to go for a spirited 59. And look, it probably won't be enough with almost 100 still required, but that's a magnificent innings.
I think
he's in great form.
Let's just wait here. I think the fielder is saying, I don't know, I don't know. So I just saw the umpire there just telling VJ just to wait there from a moment.
I reckon the light's blocking the camera here.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
so I got a feeling that they're going to have to stick with the on-field call. Let's see what we can gather. Okay, taken there. This might be the best look we get.
I don't see the rope moving at all. This one won't help us. If we go back to the other one again, if we can, we just keep an eye on the rope and nothing else. Just see if we sense any movement from the rope.
Yeah, in fact, he said he's not sure surprises me a little bit because I feel like he takes a definite step. Have you seen any movement out of the rope here? The other thing is the benefit goes to the fielding side. And for me, I mean, you can't really tell there if it was grazing the rope, but I think on those pictures, you couldn't say for sure he was on the rope. So that will be a wicket. And VJ, I think he's real positive in this innings. Just couldn't quite get that one. And Whipple gets him in the end as he departs. It's 88 for 3.
Well batted. And I was saying that I've heard a lot about this guy, VJ. I know that he's a classy bat. He's finally shown us what he can do. And another man who is pretty classy as well, Adil Malik, who we do know what he can do. He hasn't shown us really yet this time. But you know what? Once again for him, he can just go out there and think, yeah, you know, we're needing 20, what is it when he goes out there, 23 per over. I'll go out there, I'll have a go. Why not? You know, got a bat in my hand. I'll swing. I'll try and get us there. 94 for 3 at the end of 6. Yes, we have a look at the scorecard. This is how it's looking at the moment. So George Hankins, he was disappointed when he was given LBW, but I think when he goes back and look at it, you can understand why the umpire's giving it out. And Jerpas VJ, excellent knock from him. Paul Murray, well, he was out on a way that we've never seen before on the European Cricket Network, and that's we've seen over 5,000 matches.
I don't really know what to say, and that doesn't happen very often. Les Bourne just struggling to get going here. Pulsar, oh, he finally gets back on the horse, and it's not going to get much better for him. Don't forget he was whacked for 4 sixes and 4 balls earlier at the death. Right now, this is clipped away nicely by Edwards for 4.
Yeah, I mean, those things happen to bowlers. We know that. Jack Pulsar, he knows that. You know, I heard Tom Weston talking about it. These sort of things happen. Bowlers have to pick themselves up and come back. I mean, this is, in this format, batters are going to go after you from the very first ball. So, the first one goes for 4. Jack Pulsar goes back to his mark and he comes again.
That's not a right shot as well, but should be handled. I just noticed in the comment section, Joey Marples, good to see you. He's saying been a top comeback from Wimbledon after their loss against Prague earlier. Couldn't agree more. Hopefully everything's great with you. Hello to Ian from the TPL Cricket Show as well. Jeff is saying, no matter who wins this, he thinks there's going to be a lot of close games tomorrow, and it'd be hard to bet against that, Rico. It's been a really competitive group. Really, all groups are throwing up some pretty interesting contests. Here's Pulsar. And Malik, he's another guy they'd love to get some batting into.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think of the positives here, and one of the positives is maybe Malik and Edwards, who already has a half century in the series, can get some precious batting in.
Yeah, well, just remember, I mean, we know what the first eliminator tomorrow is going to be, and that's going to be Hudinge. taking on Prague CC. And what a great match they provided us first time they played, match number 5. And it was 122 was the chase. This is gone all the way. Yep, 6 runs. Manos. Arriba, arbitro, porque eso es 6 carreras. Edwards hits his first 6. Yeah, going back to that, Hudinge put 122 on the board, and Prague CC winning, but with 4 balls to go. So we're going to have an absolute cracker, and then the first qualifier between these two is going to be sensational. So great cricket coming up tomorrow.
What's Pulsar thinking right now? Oh, well, it's probably just verging on the too wild side there. You got to walk in the wild side now and then. I just love, these guys who play a different type of cricket, even short form cricket, 20 over cricket in England. I just don't think they're really playing these kind of strokes. I just think it's great to see them try to adapt. Pulsar, last ball of his over coming up. Oh, he stands and puts that one so high. Is it catchable? Is it not? It is out of here. Maximo! Les almost brings the rain on a starry night, and Hornchurch finished the 7th with a bang. It's 112 for 3.
Yeah, that one goes for 18 from Pulsar, but the thing is, they need a lot more than 18, don't they? So it's still going to be okay. It is 112 now at the end of these 7th over. Yeah, I'm just loving the way these guys play. Can you imagine? Look, right? Let's have a look at this first. So this is what I was talking about. Those two in the eliminator, they're going to provide us with an absolute classic match, because the time they met earlier, it was a 120 affair, and it was done with 4 balls. So Prague CC winning. Yeah. Right. So they're doing it again tomorrow, and then these two. I mean, it's going to be mouth-watering stuff at the weekend here on the European Cricket Network.
It's going to be good. Here's Pike. I liked his work earlier. He's really getting that to bend, and you can see there Malik. He's very capable, but he kind of steps away a little bit to leg and can never get back.
Yeah, but what I was going to say to you, when you got class cricketers, top cricketers who are playing normally the longer format of the game, when the coaches are saying to them, get yourself in, don't play any rash shots, don't be too aggressive to start off with, they come here. It's the complete opposite. They're being told, right, go out there and start swinging from the word go. And they're saying, what? Yeah, go out there and go ballistic. They're loving it out there at the moment. It's almost like, like when you got kids, and kids always have to be well behaved wherever you go. And then all of a sudden your parents say, you know what, go wild.
Stay up late, don't go to bed. Yeah. Stay up late as long as you like. I'm hearing you.
So this is what I think the batters are loving it. The bowlers probably don't like it so much.
Good bowlers stand out though. That's something that we know from our time here at ECN. And this is pitched up now. This is really high. And I mean really high. And it's going to be 4. Well, that would have looked like a little tic-tac that had been dropped from his satellite. And in the end, I'm just glad he's not underneath it, because it might have been time for a new face. The result's 4 runs.
Yeah, Tim Lloyd, he sees the funny side of it. He's got a smirk on his face. But, yeah, he's watching it, and then right there, look, he's going forward, backwards, and right there, he just can't get hold of it. I think that ends up being 4, right?
Yeah, it's only 4. But like I said, if he was under it, could have been time for our nightly trip to the hospital. Just saying. The quicker it goes up, the faster it's travelling when it comes back to earth. That's one's a bit loose. Oh, Malik. Oh, it's 1 runs, 1 doesn't. They go to the top end.
Oh, they've messed it up. Can you believe it?
Well, the social media is going to be full tonight. There's been plenty of material here. And that was one that was probably top of the pad high.
We know that he doesn't like running, Malik, and, well, how does he mess this up? Well, Malik, at least he does run this time. Normally, he's already walking back to the dugout.
Does everything right, the bowler as well. Ollie Pike to get back to the stumps, just couldn't handle a pretty spicy throw. It's actually a pretty good shot.
What a crazy shot.
You know what? He's like,
what a crazy shot.
It's like he's running sideways like a crab in handcuffs, to use Andrew Ryan's expression. And they say back and across, but he's backed away and he's just running to get back where he started. But Pike can't believe that he's caught up with that.
It's almost like he thinks, oh no, I've gone too far down leg side, but I'm going to run back and get there. I'm going to get there. And he does, and he hits it for 4.
Last ball of the 8th. Oh, again, gets good movement there, but a beautiful clip away. Well, that's got miles. Maximo. Edwards heating up at the end of 8 overs, 131 for 3. Hey, Couldn't, could they? 53 off 12. Couple of large overs.
They could. They could.
If this goes,
They could.
if this goes 25, then we'll talk again. Hey, you know what I'm loving about this? First time we've ever had two English sides go head-to-head. If you think the craziness is just because these players are from countries that are in Europe where the game's in a different place and maybe there's not the infrastructure, think again. Think about all the crazy stuff we've had happen in this game.
Yeah.
That's why I think that this ECN cricket format, it really, you could take it global.
It is cricketainment at the highest level. That's the only way to put it. And you know it, folks. You know it. Wherever you're watching, that's why you're sharing it, everybody. In terms of entertainment, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this on the planet. It's the most entertaining format of the game on the planet, and that's why everybody is loving it. People are tuning in around the world. They're talking about it. They're sharing it. It's all over social media. It's just fantastic to watch. It's entertaining. That's what you want. You want to be entertained, and that's what we do.
Speller comes back for a second over. Here's the thing, like in a test match, that can also be like obviously very, very thrilling, but it takes a long time and a lot of investment to get there. So I think, but hey, pretty respectful.
When's the last test match went 5 days?
Thing of the past. She's saying they're too short. All right, goes for this. This is what Malik can do, you know. We just haven't seen it this week. Probably haven't seen it right back since the group stage in 2023, but that's a huge hit over extra cover. Maximo.
Yeah, but look at the difference. He's smiling, right? He's smiling because the pressure's not on. It's a case of, all right, I'm going to have a go. From the moment he went out there, yeah, all right, I'm going to have a go. I'm going to swing hard. If it works, it works. He smashed that. Well, look at that. That's what it's about. And when players have got that, they've got a bit of swag. Yeah, things could go your way. And, yeah, that's good. He doesn't want to spoil this wide. He knows what he made a mistake in the last over. He played it. It got stopped. He could have been and should have been run out. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
He really shouldn't be there. So, yeah, have a go. And you never know. You could make history because this would be a historic run chase.
Yeah, would. I'll keep him coming, though. And doesn't quite get it. Or does he get enough? He does. Well, that's the power of the man. That was down towards the bottom of the bat. He can't believe that's gone for 6, but it has. Maximo. 6 more.
Yeah, and just look at him. He's just walking away. He's going up to Edwards there. Both are smiling. So, yeah, you know, no problem. No problem. We're here. We're going to do this. These two had a cheeky little chat, you know, before the start of this over. And I reckon they said to each other, hey, we can do this. You can hit 25 here. I can hit 25 in the next. Come on. Let's bring it on. Let's give them something to talk about.
I got a
here.
call, if they do pull off this 184, Murray, player of the match, for strategically getting himself out at just the right time. That'd be an interesting highlights package. 1%. Well, one's more than none. And now, Adil Malik, number 1.
It's gone from none to 1, can I just tell you that?
Nice.
It was already at 0.
They turned the computer off, and just when it said, are you sure?
It
They
sparked back
said
to
no.
life. This computer did spark back to life. Just checking the field here, saying, hang on a minute, field is still walking about.
What I was going to say earlier, though, a test match can be so thrilling, but it takes so long to get to that point, and then it can be heart-stopping. Okay, some of the Ashes tests last year were incredible. But this is like, it's constantly that heart rate pounding. All right, good luck. Well, I'd probably be jogging through. It's taken. That's a very, very good catch. I tell you what, he might be putting in for a trade because Lloyd, he's been under a couple of proper skiers. Malik goes for 28, but I do like some signs there from him. Hornchurch lose the 4th wicket. 1 for Speller. That time it's 144 for 4.
I was shaking my head saying, nah, he ain't going to get there. This goes so high. Lloyd is running in from the boundary. And what a good catch this is. It's a really good catch. The ball is moving around as well in the air. Look at that. He runs it. Yeah, that expression says it all. That's a tremendous catch. It really is.
I mean, that was so high, but the scary thing was it was probably only 3/4 of the height of the one that almost, well, I think it left an impact crater, actually, the one that bounced just inside the boundary line. 3 6s and 2 4s for Malik. I think it's a net positive for him there, as he starts kind of deciding what's working, what's not. I think it was better when he just stood still there and kind of minimise. It's weird to say minimise your footwork, but I think sometimes your footwork can be counterproductive. And I think when he just kind of stood and hit the ball, it looked very good there. Speller, he's a guy that had to They had to get a new kind of size of neck hole, I think, to get his sweater on him. But he
Two
looks
Edwards. A Luke Edwards and a Lesbourne Edwards. Okay, they'll run hard here. They will take a no leg bite.
Oh, Luke will be
Darren
thrilled
Peter
with
says.
that. He's probably convinced the umpire on the way through. Yeah, I got a bit on that.
Give me
No,
a run, give me
he
a
hasn't
run.
been too well. Had a bit of a mystery illness the
Did
last
he?
couple of weeks, Luke. So he's still sounding like a pony, a little horse. But anyway,
It's good to have him here with us.
yeah,
And
he's back.
continue your recovery, my friend.
Oh, it's good bat speed. But that'll be the end of the ninth over. It's 1:45 for 4. Still a decent score here from Hornchurch. Interesting innings.
It's well, they don't seem to be too bothered, and I'm sure there was Murray there who was sitting in the back with a big smile on his face. So, yeah, I think these teams, Hornchurch probably more than Wimbledon, see this more of a bit of a dress rehearsal for them. I think. Remember, the two teams will do it again tomorrow and may. Well, depending how things go, maybe doing it again for the third time as well. A little bit like what we saw in the Group A. Gina Brescia and Skanderborg did play each other on 3 occasions. Skanderborg won on 2 occasions, but when it mattered
Yep.
in the final, it was Gina Brescia that were the winners.
We're no closer to knowing who will qualify from Group B. Anyway, last overtime, Benning is going to bowl it. Bowled the first to bowl the last. And it's a pretty good shot. It's almost a ridiculous catch at cover, but it creeps over. And Luke Edwards gets his first boundary of ECL 24.
Jonathan Webb, but if he caught this, I would have said he is Spider-Man. And he's got the name Webb, and this one would have been just outrageous.
And the 2L Edwards, you should be able to tell them apart, obviously, because Luke is right-handed and Lesbourne is left-handed. Good shot.
Yeah.
Mistimes this slightly. I'll come through for a single. I want to see more of Lesbourne trying to swing that hard, because if he does and he connects, then we're going to find out what's on the property, the other side of the property next door over the trees.
We're going to find out what's on the moon, never mind anything else. He swings hard. All right, here we go. And don't forget, Benny's got a fair bit of pace, though he may, once again, just make it a slower delivery.
It'll go further. Oh, 4 byes. Oh, well. They're 4 byes that probably he earned there, Weir. Unlike poor Murray, who had him coming off the stumps and all sorts. Second bounce. It's the mystery bounce for keepers. Unfortunately, Weir couldn't make the stomp.
Yeah, both the English keepers here haven't had the best of nights.
I mean, it's a tough take. But quite seriously with Les, I think he's got to stop backing away. I mean, all of these are wides if he can get inside the line of them. I think he's been allowing the bowlers to follow him tonight. Anyway, 3 to come now. There we go. He's going to swing hard, doesn't quite get it. 2 fielders come around. I was worried there'd be a collision, but it's taken out there by Hamish Merriman. And well, let's just say it was taken. There's a slight disagreement as to who it should have been, Tim Lloyd. But he's saying, hey, Lloydie, you've had enough. Go your way. Let me take this one. And Hamish does the trick. Pretty interesting innings there from Les. Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. I think he might learn a few things from that innings when he goes back and watches it, because, of course, we know these two will tangle at least once more tomorrow. But that's Les Edwards, who has to go for 30. The score 154 for 5.
He says, I was there, you know. He says, I was there, but I'll let you have it. One thing to point out, I think Wimbledon, bearing in mind it's the first time they're playing under lights here at Cardamom. Don't forget, wherever you play under lights, it will be slightly different. It's never going to be the same. I think they've done very well. They've taken some really good catches. So it looks like they've been prepared for it. Looks like they're ready for it. And they've done some outstanding work.
Anyway, we've got a couple of balls to come. George gets a hit. Oh, wow.
Well, it's not just George who gets a hit. Benning gets a hit as well.
Now, I think
oh dear.
is this a drop catch? Because where I come from, it gets you on the full. Benning's just there, wants a nice, quiet finish to the night.
Oh.
I mean, it could have gone on the stumps. It's like the old Rabona. Well, this won't be the most fun last ball. I tell you what, ECN cricket throws up. I don't care where you're from. You can be from from Switzerland, from Belgium, from Mars, from England, doesn't matter. The chaos is going to come. Now Benning on one good ankle. Last ball, and he'll get it in there. It'll be a single, and that'll do it. What an entertaining match we had there. It's 183 to 156 in the end. So 339 runs in 20 overs. And Benning, well, he goes down to the turf. Probably shouldn't have bowled that last ball, but in the end, look, a lot of mutual respect between these two teams. I'm sure they're having the time of their lives out here, but it's a weird one. And someone get the ice bucket, because I think Benning's going to need it. It's Wimbledon that run out the winners of the first ever English Derby by 27 runs.
Oh, what an entertaining match. And, well, like I said, it is Friday. It's Peacock Friday. It is also the start of the weekend. And, well, if you enjoy that match, you got to agree with me, it's the perfect start to the weekend. I love the way when Benning gets hit. He only just hobbles back to his mark, but then he turns around and he steams in. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Hornchurch, well, their supporters are still happy. We are the Hornchurch, they say. We'll be back. And even though they do lose this one, I think they're already looking forward to what's going to be a cracking day tomorrow. Well played to Wimbledon. They will win by 27 runs. And I think everybody's just saying, come on, cue the highlights. We want to have a look, because we saw some exciting and entertaining cricket.
What an interesting group so far, and this is the beauty of the three-day format. So, yeah, we roll straight into finals. Now, Wimbledon, they do grab top spot. It doesn't matter for too much, because we know they'll play Hornchurch again in 1 versus 2. Prague versus Huddinge in the morning. PCC, they finished third. Huddinge from Sweden. They had to fight for fourth by accounting for the Eagles in match 9. Join us. It's another finals day every 3 days. I'll have the gold shoes on and I'll be here 10 a.m. GMT, which is 11 in Central Europe, and 3:30 p.m. in India. Now, the windmill is proudly on the badge of the Wimbledon Cricket Club. But early on, with Hankins there whacking a couple, we had JP batting very well. We thought maybe we could see a record go down.
Yeah, well, the first 3 balls were boundaries. And then there was this one, which, yeah, I mean, Benning wants it. He goes for that Yorker, and umpire gives it. When I look at that again, I almost see it almost started to shape back in as well.
Yeah, I just think it's more likely not to hit the stumps. That's my cold, hard reading, but depends who you're going for as to how you'd see that one. But how about VJ? He's such a talented player. Murray, well, we know he can do it, but the only thing he hit with his own stumps really during his innings, he'd had enough, and then everyone gave him a wide berth, I think except the cameraman, who maybe didn't read the situation. Anyway, it was Pike as well. I liked what he did under lights, really got the ball to talk. Yeah. He was getting it to go late, and there was some Superman stuff as well from Wimbledon in the field. Yeah, that was great from Tatum. Really good stop from him. And there was some classy shots being played as well there. But yeah, I mean, VJ was clubbing it to all parts of the ground. And while he was there was always hope. The ball was flying around all over the place. Yeah, some positives in there, I suppose. If you're glass half full kind of person, I mean, VJ, that's a really classy knock. He's got all the shots, doesn't he? Whipple, again, they showed him. I'm not sure if I would have, but I can also understand, you know, he needs to bowl. You can't expect him to come in. The more bowling, maybe he gets better as well. So VJ ended up holding out. Malik, well, he put this one to the moon and back, and under it was poor Tim Lloyd. Probably wondering what he did to deserve it. That actually pitched just inside for 4. And a time to have a few laughs. That Malik would put another one into the sky not long after. And actually thought he hit some really nice shots. We actually thought with a big finish they might be able to stay in the hunt in the game. Yeah, and then, well, this is the catch. Lloyd, he didn't get hold of one earlier, as we saw, but this time, but that was a difficult one as well. Not only did it come in a long way, but that ball was moving around all over the place. And, well, the Grizzly was moving around all the place. Now, how about this? This was a snatch and grab, wasn't it? A snatch and grab. Now, listen, that's fine. If that's what you want to do. He's probably saying, you had your turn, now it's mine. Yeah. And look, in the end, I think it's a really good point made that, you know, with not that much at stake except bragging rights, I suppose, there probably wasn't a lot of pressure on the batters. And that's maybe one of the reasons we see such a high-scoring game because, you know, not the kind of pressure we saw in some of the earlier games when survival was on the line. And that's the way it'll be tomorrow. 59 for VJ, really classy, not going at more or less 3 a ball, 30 for Lesbourne Edwards. And Adil Malik with a bright 28 in there. Hankins made a good start, got the worst of a 50-50 decision, I think. Murray, well, he just had the worst. 13 extras in there, 8 wides and 4 byes. in that 156. It'll win you a lot of games here at the Carter Oval, but not tonight. It was Wimbledon that get the win.
Yeah, I mean, it's a group that's been, let's face it, compared to Group A, a little bit low scoring, but didn't we have a high scoring thriller here? I mean, how can you not be entertained when you see over 300 runs being scored in a T10 match? There's the bowling figures there.
Yeah. 2 for Benning, and then wickets also for Speller, as well as Pike and Whipple. I think Pike was really good. I really liked what he was getting the ball to do. But interestingly, the wind had actually kind of died down in that last game, and I think you started to see the batters have the confidence to hit the ball down the ground and get value with those strokes again. So just something that I noticed in Game 5. Well, once again, I want to welcome you one more time into the comedy box. Been a great day. Been a Peacock Friday, and to be honest, there weren't that many Derricks. I think they were all on my shirt, Rico. But what a day of cricket. I mean, obviously we had to say goodbye to the Mechelen Eagles, and we wish them all the best. Obviously, they are ECN trophy winners before in the ECS in the series in Belgium in 2022. But for me, the big story of the day were Prague CC. They had the down, then the up. They kind of botched a chase in a way, although, you know, you've got to give credit to the Eagles who broke through for their only win. But then for Prague CC, for a team from Czechia to knock off the English T20 national champions, I mean, that's something special.
Yeah, it is. And when you look at all of their performances, every match that they played, and they were always in with a chance of winning. Against Hornchurch, we know that they threw one away this morning against the Eagles, but they're always so close. And then when one that they looked unlikely to win, they go and pull off that win with those big sixes there.
And no matter what happens tomorrow, that is a match that they will talk about for years to come. We'll be talking about it for years to come as well. Let's have one more look at what's coming up tomorrow. Prague CC finishing in 3rd, taking on Hudinge, who finished in 4th place. Wimbledon versus Hornchurch in Qualifier 1. Remember how the format works. The Qualifier 1 winner goes straight through to the Group B final, and then whoever loses that game, they have to go the hard way through the winner of the Eliminator. So join myself, Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo, with Rico Full for the morning. Then Coy Ruckers, we do believe he's still somewhere in an undisclosed safe house, but he will be here in the second half of the day. Rico, what a day. I think it's one that we'll never forget.
It's been a fantastic day. Yeah, it really has. It's been super, super entertaining. We've seen some close games. We've seen some amazing finishes. And I think that last match, and you know, I put it to you, wherever you're tuning in from, if somebody says to you, the European Cricket Network, the European Cricket League, what's it all about, what does it do? Tell them to go back and watch this match.
Yeah,
go back, watch this match, and then they'll be hooked forever.
Well, you could go back and watch the whole day, but we understand you probably need to sleep a little bit. We do too. So our crew at Spring Productions have done a magnificent job of putting together some of the best bits of Day 2 here in Group B. Just a quick reminder before we go to like the video if you are watching on YouTube, ECN. If you are able to subscribe and tell your family and friends, that'd be great as well. Don't forget the website, EuropeanCricket.com. And finally, our social media. Hopefully it's recovered from crashing. That's at European Cricket. Let's have a look at these highlights then. For now, it's Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo, for the European Cricket Network on behalf of the Blue Crew. And, of course, this man, Rico Full, and everyone here at the Carter Oval. Stay happy, stay safe, have a great night, but then set yourself, because tomorrow is a big one. Group B finals on the way. Who will qualify? We're no closer to knowing. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll find out right here in Spain for more European Cricket League. For now, it's hasta pronto.
Hasta mañana, mi familia.